Hello. Oh, microphone got away from me a little bit there. Hey, how's everybody doing today? I moved that camera over too far. I don't like that. How to fix that? Oh God. So it's not. So it should be. Nope. I always confuse that. That should be all right. We'll live with that. How's everybody doing today? Welcome in. Hello, hello. Well, Carp, glad you made it. Glad you made it. Sounds great. Glad you're here. Hey, Corey, how you doing, brother? Chester, VJ, Feisty, how you doing? Lady, Jeff, how's it going? Valador, OG, VJ. Who did I miss? Missed the whole Kramer. Or is that Kramer? Kramer? I'm sure I missed somebody in here. Ryan, what's going on, bud? Elizabeth, Laney. Tracy. Ugh. Welcome in, everybody. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Let's turn that down. Glad to see everybody's still like nobody's lost it to frostbite. In day 3 of being snowed in, thinking about calling into work tomorrow. I'd be calling into work forever. If I got snowed in, that just wouldn't even be worth living anymore. I don't think. Just chill out. Hi from New Orleans. We were actually, Ari and I were just talking about taking another trip out to New Orleans. We were literally just doing that about an hour ago. We were literally like, we need another New Orleans trip. We'd actually thought about it for this weekend, but it's too cold there, I think. No fun to go cruise around whatchamacallit? The French Quarter. I don't know why that just blanked in my head. No point in trying to cruise on the French Quarter in freaking 30-degree weather. Oh, there it is. All right, it's not dead. Palm Springs. You know, my first job ever was in Palm Springs. Yep. It was roofing in Palm Springs, California. Like some type of psychopath. We still having parades. Happy Mardi Gras. Yeah, I know y'all are probably fine. I'm not. Okay. Worst job I ever had. I lasted less than 2 weeks. I lasted a summer doing roofing. I lasted a summer in Palm Springs roofing. And I was like, nope, I'm good. On the good note, when your first job is roofing in Palm Springs, every job you have after that is easier. Every job that you have after roofing in Palm Springs in the summer is every other job after that is an easier job. That's the one awesome thing. Was I on Twins panel last week? Well, I was on no one's panel last week, and I don't know who Twins is. I don't believe. Actually, do I know who Twins is? Maybe I do. I don't know. I know who Twins is. Oh, no, I've never been on his panel. No, never been on his panel. So, MAGA Monday, Bible study, day drinking, and grinder. Oh, yeah, we did that one yesterday. Someone said there's a little echo. I'm only seeing one person saying there's an echo, though. So if it's just one person, then I'm not going to worry too much about it. But I feel like a lot more of you guys would have told me there was an echo if there was a really bad echo prior to now. There shouldn't be, because I have changed no settings. Is it still cold in Florida? It is still very cold in Florida. When I woke up this morning, I went to go take my daughter to school, and it was 32, feels like 17. So, yeah, Sonia, I think you just need to restart, exit out, and come back in. Yeah, it was 32, feels like 17. Okay. Which for Florida, that might as well be 30 below. Okay. Yeah. For Florida, that must be like, that's pretty much 30 below. Like, that's pretty, like, I'm getting notifications from the school district confirming to everybody that school's still on. You know? Like, we are getting like huge weather warnings. Yeah, they're literally messaging me and being like, don't worry, we're still gonna have school. And people are like, why? Are you sure? Are you sure we should be doing that? Which checks, honestly. I'm surprised they actually didn't shut it down. So, no, when I do move from here, I am going to move more into South Florida. That is going to be, truthfully, what I do. So, because this North Florida crap is way too damn cold. That is way too damn cold. Yeah. I actually had to go to work today still. They didn't cancel work or anything. It's kind of bullshit, honestly. If you want to be completely honest with you. All right, y'all, welcome on in. We're just getting this thing started, get this thing moving. We're going to start taking some calls and having some guests in just a moment. Just a moment. As you guys are coming in, please double tap that screen. Let's get this thing up that first 10,000 likes. If you're over on the YouTube side, can you guys go please hit that like button? Really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. And we're going to get this thing moving. Come in, make a comment, say hi, do all the fun stuff. Rain City Drive is a band. So yeah, that's who they are. And I went and saw them live and they signed it. Yep. Yeah, they're a band. They're quite good too. Ari actually introduced me to these guys. They're actually really good. Hey, Paulie, I like the duo lives. We're really enjoying them too. We're trying to figure out what day we're going to do a separate one. We talked about, I don't want to do it Sundays and Mondays. I want to do it Sundays and another day. I'm just not sure what that day is yet. I want to do Sundays and Mondays, or Sundays and another day. I'm just not sure which day yet. I'm leaning towards Thursdays, but we'll see. I'm leaning towards Thursdays. I can't do Wednesdays because I play tennis shoes on Wednesdays, which I don't know how that's going to move forward either. So we'll see. We'll see. 1 second and we'll get this thing started. All right, now we can start working on this thing. Now the headset's on. Now we can get this thing started. Really appreciate you guys. Yeah, MAGA's already here. They're already hanging out. They're already doing their thing. Doing what MAGA does. So we're about to open up these phone lines, get this thing started. I really, really appreciate you guys all being here. So thank you guys so much. Yeah, we're gonna, I don't know, we're gonna do things. Hopefully we are. Hello, how are you?
Hey, how are you doing?
Doing good. How old are you?
29.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Yeah.
Awesome. What's that?
Well, I just want to say you should leave the lights off because we can see that you're fat as fuck.
And that's why you support Trump?
Yeah, you're kind of fat and you're balding.
So you support Trump because I'm fat and I'm balding.
Yeah, and you got a lot of hats to hide the fact that you're balding.
Oh, okay. It's a strange reason to support Trump, honestly.
It's a pretty good reason.
No, because
like
I'm all of those things regardless of whether Trump is president. So you could have had a president that wasn't a fucking dictator and I could still be fat and balding. And like you had that fucking choice. Like it wasn't going to change anything.
I'd rather support someone that mogs, and I don't think you mog.
I'm not asking about supporting me, sir. You're not. I don't like, sir. Can I ask a quick question? Like you sat here because you'd called more than once, right? And you sat here and had all this time to think of something like funny to like talk shit on me on, and you just failed miserably. And I was just wondering, like, is this really the best you have?
Well, it's just true. Like,
well, I'm just saying, like, you had all this time to think of something clever, and you thought of absolutely nothing. And I'm just wondering, is this the extent of like the genetics and brain cells that your parents gave you?
Why do I need something clever? I'm just stating facts. You're fat and you're balding. Like,
see, nothing. See, he has nothing, man. It's just unfortunate. I miss back in the day when people would, come up and try to talk shit. And they would actually be like, like funny or creative and all sort of stuff. And this is just sad. Like, this is like, I've literally heard 4-year-olds with better freaking, better, things to say bad about someone than this person. But anyway, sir, I'm sorry. You're going to have to bring like stronger stuff than that if you want to, to try to come at me. Okay. Hello. How are you?
Hey, good. Thanks. How you doing?
I'm doing awesome. How old are you?
I am 37.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Yeah, I do.
Awesome. Why is that?
I think that I really love his foreign policy and most of his like domestic protectionist policies.
Yeah. What domestic protectionist policy has he had?
Essentially the border. I'm just so happy that someone finally got the border under control.
And how is the border under control?
Just that there's not a bunch of people flooding across it anymore.
And what proof do you have that there's not a bunch of people flooding across anymore?
We know that that's the fact.
How?
If reporters were to go down there, there's people who are not flooding across the border anymore. It's locked down.
Yeah. So you have nothing. Okay. Cool.
No.
What number do you consider it flooding across the border? Let's try that.
Well, I mean, millions. Biden, like millions of people crossing.
So by the time Trump took office, for the last about almost year of Biden's presidency before Donald Trump took office, the average amount of people that were crossing the border was less than the average amount of people crossing the border under the Trump administration the first term, right? So since at that point, millions of people weren't coming over, you can easily say that by the time Trump took office, no one was flooding over the border anyway.
No, I know that Biden changed some things right before the election for political reasons, so he could say that. But we all know that millions of people, he opened the border wide up. I mean, look, Texas literally tried to protect their own border by installing razor wire and stuff, and Biden administration literally went in and tore it down.
That was because the Supreme Court told them to.
It does, like, all I'm saying is Biden.
No, sir. You're saying Biden, but the conservative Supreme Court, including justices that Donald Trump himself put in, told them to tear it down.
Look, everyone knows.
Why are you not responding to what I'm saying and going on? I said something, respond to it.
If it's true that the Supreme Court ordered them to take it down, that's
okay, fine. Well, then why did they order them to take it down, sir?
I'm guessing that there are legal points that states don't have the right to control the border.
No, it had nothing to
understand
do
that.
with that, sir. It had absolutely nothing to do with that.
Why don't you tell me why?
Because it was inhumane, sir. Because people were freaking getting drugged down in the Rio Grande because they were literally hiding razor wire in the Rio Grande, and children, pregnant women, and stuff like that were getting caught up in it and dying and drowning. Crossing the border, while it is a misdemeanor under our laws that you cannot cross the border illegally, is not a death sentence. You can stop someone, you can detain someone, you can arrest someone, you can deport someone, you can do all of those things, and that's totally legal, but you can't put up traps to murder them.
It's not a trap. Look, if someone wants to argue there's more humane ways to do it, that's fine. But if I put up a fence in my backyard and someone dies trying to crawl over it, it's not entirely, look, my point is I appreciate that Trump has shut down the border. That is undeniable, and that's a wonderful thing. And I'm willing to put up with some of the crap he does to have some more safety.
But again, sir, you're not making a good example there. Freaking Biden built a whole bunch of fence, right? There was a whole bunch of wall. Sir.
Trump bought pieces
I'm
of
still
wall
talking,
and Biden
sir. Sir, I'm still talking. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So sorry, I'm in the middle of a sentence. It's really hard to argue what I'm about to say when you don't know what I'm about to say.
Please.
Thank you. So Biden built a bunch of wall. He actually filled in a whole bunch of gaps as far as fence, and nothing from the Supreme Court said that you can't build a fence or a wall. In fact, we've had fence and wall blocking our southern border for literally over 100 years. But what you can't do is hide razor wire underneath the water in the Rio Grande, because that is trapping someone with the intent to hurt them. No one they didn't go in and rip down razor wire. They said that, hey, you can't do it here. And they also said, the Supreme Court ruled that that border protection is the job of the federal government. But if Texas wanted to put it back on their land, they could. So they literally just picked up that razor wire and just moved it back onto Texas property.
Good. That's great.
Yeah. See, there was nothing wrong with that, sir. Nobody went down and just tore down the razor wire, with any of these things. It's crazy. You're just making shit up. Okay. But let's talk about, the border being open. Okay. So please explain to me, sir, if the border was just completely open, then how come in 2024 there was more deportations, specifically deportations at the southern border, than Trump even had in 2025?
Yeah. It's because those numbers included, turning people back.
Sir,
And
how can we turn people back if the border's open?
Well, there were always Border Patrol down there protecting the border.
So it wasn't open.
Well, no, it functionally was pretty open.
No, sir, either it's open or it's not open, sir. And if you're telling me that Border Patrol was there patrolling, and the majority of the people that were being deported were people that were turned away, that is the exact opposite of being open.
Okay, I'll explain it. So I had a buddy. I used to work in insulation in Madison, Wisconsin, and the two guys I worked with were both illegal immigrants from Mexico. Awesome guys. I fully support I hope they stay here. I hope they don't get kicked out. They're wonderful people, and I want them to stay in the country. But one of them crossed at 18, and it took him 3 tries to get across. But he didn't care because he came across once. They caught him at the border, turned him around. He just tried again. They caught him, turned him around, and the third time he made it. So on the record book, that counts under Biden's rules as 2 deportations, when in fact, it was actually a person getting in.
Copy.
Because there were
none of that answers the question that I had. So let me maybe I can repeat the question, and then maybe you can try to answer it this time. Okay. How, if there was all of these people being turned away at the border, then how does that equal the border being open?
Okay. I just said.
No, you just made an anecdotal freaking story about somebody who came to the border, was stopped at the border, right, by Border Protection, was stopped, turned away, so therefore the border wasn't open, and then did it again. And then he was stopped again by Border Protection because Border Protection was there, because Border Protection was stopping people, because they were apprehending people, and because they were deporting people. So therefore, the border was not open. Okay, maybe we have a difference of understanding of what you mean by the border is open, because I've actually been in countries with open borders with other countries, and there's no border protection there. There's nobody to stop you. There's no one to deport you.
I get it. That guy that we're talking about, he currently lives in the United States.
That does not change anything, sir. There are
That's the
people,
definition
sir,
of-
there are literally people in the United States right now that are here illegally that came in 2025 under the Trump administration. Does that mean that the border's open?
I mean, maybe like 3 of them.
Oh, you think it's 3? That's cute. That's way not even that's not even logically in the correct idea of anything, okay, sir? But does that mean the border's open, sir? Because I can find somebody that freaking crossed the border under Trump's administration?
Dude, everyone recognizes that there were like 4 million people. There are like 10 million illegal immigrants.
Of course, I recognize that there was 4 million migrants that came in the United States. I'm not saying that at all. We're not talking about whether there was migrants and millions of them that came in under the Biden administration. I agree with that. But when we're going to talk about it, okay, when we use rhetoric like the border was open, okay, that is a bold-faced lie. All right. So if you want to talk about the actual immigration problems that we had in the United States under the Biden administration, then we can talk about that. Okay. But if we're not going to live in a reality where we know that freaking, the border was not open, because again, there was literally so many freaking repatriations at the southern border, then we can actually move on to, honest speak.
Okay. The southwestern border, U.S. Border Patrol has recorded 90,000 total apprehensions along the southwest border during Trump's first year here. Monthly nationwide apprehensions have averaged fewer than 10,000, levels not seen consistently since before 1992.
What does that have to do with the border not being open under Biden? Is it just so hard for you to just stop saying that the border was open that you have to keep moving the goalpost all the way around? You have to start naming off freaking numbers under Trump or numbers under Biden. I already agreed with your numbers under Biden. I'm not even arguing your numbers under Trump. The border wasn't open.
Okay. Functionally, if millions of people crossed under Biden, and in Trump's first year, less than 100,000 have, then if you want to talk like the meaning of this word open.
That's not what you just said. You didn't say 100,000 had crossed, or you said there was 100,000 apprehended.
Yeah. Okay. So that's way less than 100,000 crossed, probably.
No, that doesn't mean any of that, sir. Sir,
And,
if I take Border Patrol away completely and remove all of them from the border, then we will have 0 apprehensions. But does that mean that we have 0 crossings?
No, I'm assuming that they're doing a decent job.
I know you're just assuming, sir, but you're not assuming with any type of evidence, okay? You're just saying that you think that because they've apprehended less people, that less people are getting over. And to be completely honest with you, I probably agree with you that less people are probably coming over right now. I don't disagree with that, but your numbers are completely ridiculous.
Okay, so why don't you tell me how many people crossed under Biden and how many people are crossing now under Trump?
Well, we don't know the exact number of people that crossed under Biden, right? We know that approximately we have an increase of between 3 and 4 million undocumented immigrants that came in during the Biden administration, but that's not because of Biden. That's actually in spite of Biden.
That's insane.
Well, how many pieces of legislation were tried to pass by the Democrats and by Biden in order to add more Border Patrol agents, to add more technology, to help build the wall, to do all of that stuff, right? There was tons of legislation under the Biden administration and not ones right at the end in order to freaking get an election. There was I think three different policies under the Biden administration that were all shot down by Republicans. So Biden was trying to fix that issue and Republicans were stopping him. So that happened in spite of Biden, not the other way around.
Well, I tend to believe, I believe what the conservatives say, that legislation was, was not good legislation. I don't know enough about that.
The conservatives wrote it.
What?
The conservatives wrote it.
The Democrat bill that Trump shut down.
The conservatives wrote it. The Senator Langford bill. Langford, who is the freaking Republican senator out of Oklahoma, wrote the largest bill. And then there were massive. Huh?
There were massive spending increases that
spending increases for what?
I don't know. I just know that there were massive spending increases.
So you know there was massive spending increases? Well, there were massive spending increases in order to freaking boost up Customs and Border Protection in order to give them more resources.
Look, I always remember, do you remember when Trump gave his first speech last year in office? And, because Biden was saying, well, if we want to close the border, we need this big bill. And Trump shot it down.
Because the border's not closed.
Okay, look, It is functional. The border,
No, it
let's
is
say
not
it's secure.
functionally closed, sir. All Donald Trump
Secure.
is, sir, the reason why there were so many border encounters and so many border crossings under the Biden administration is because we had a record number of asylum seekers. Okay, we had a
No.
decent.
Yeah.
No, I'm not asking your opinion on that, sir. We haven't gotten to a part where I'm asking your opinion. That's a fact. We're gonna get to the point where you have an opinion. Okay. Okay, so there was a record number of asylum seekers in the United States. That is not fucking like contested by conservatives or fucking liberals or freaking leftists or nobody right or left is contesting that we had a record number of asylum seekers. So I don't know why you're trying to contest that right now. Okay, but we had a record number of asylum seekers, and Donald Trump has, amongst other things, completely shut down asylum seeking in the United States, specifically at the southern border.
Yeah, but that's just because everyone would just try to come here because they want to come here, and then they would just seek asylum. They would say those words because that's the legal process that we have set up. Most people coming here weren't like fleeing war-torn countries truly seeking asylum. They're just gaming the system because they knew the Democrats would happily let them in.
Well, that's funny because remember how you talked about all those people at the southern border that they were actually turning away?
Yeah, sure.
That was over 60% of people that sought asylum in the United States.
Okay, but like I'm saying, like that fellow that I know.
No. But did you hear what I just said?
Yeah.
That was over 60% of people that were seeking asylum in the United States. Okay, so therefore, you couldn't just show up at the border, say asylum, and then be let in, because if you did that, more than that didn't happen, you were immediately turned away and deported.
Well, no, I know that a lot of people crossed, they made it in, and then they would show up to like a government building or something or an immigration place and declare that they're seeking asylum. And then what happens is they get released into the country and given a date to show up for court proceedings.
40% of the time.
Look, I know that the border was functionally porous.
Sir, stop with
under
the
Biden
functionally closed, functionally open. Why don't we just talk about realities of the situation, sir? Why do we?
Yeah,
why, sir? See, here's what you sound like when you just keep going. It's closed. It was open. It's functionally this. It's functionally that. Sir, what you sound like is you're just trying to like fit this like ridiculous rhetoric like into these words that are just like Fox News talking points instead of just speaking like a fucking human being. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna speak like a human being since you obviously don't want to. Okay, and you can tell me if you agree with this or not. Sound good?
Sure.
Okay, cool. Due to COVID, we had a large mass migration that happened from the Northern Triangle and Northern South America. That is a fact. We had a shit ton more people that were showing up at the southern border, and that is an absolute fact. There was an amount of asylum seekers because under asylum law in the United States, a lot of them did qualify, but of course that required evidence. But we did have a lot of people, and there was also some decisions made when it came to the immigration system that were not good. We had certain amounts of people that were put into detention centers, and then when we had an expansion of the detention centers, right? When there was too many people for those detention centers, sometimes Biden let those people in, right? They tracked, vetted, and all that sort of stuff, but let them into the United States, okay? And now I completely disagree with that. I don't think that he should have done that. I think that we should have had more of a shutdown of the border, and we could have been much more controlled in that. I think the amount of asylum seekers, especially according to our law, needs to be revamped, right? In order for us to allow less people and have more clarity at the southern border, or any border for that matter, on who's allowed to seek asylum, because it's a large gray area when it comes to customs and border protection. I also believe that due to all of those people being let in, that we had a system that was probably a little bit too lenient, especially considering the amount of people. Also, Biden's rhetoric towards the entire thing probably was a little looser. We could have used a stronger rhetoric when it came to Biden's immigration policy. And all of those things are true, and I can disagree with the way that Biden handled the border without just yelling ridiculous rhetoric like the border was open, because it wasn't. We had customs and border protection at the border. They were blocking the freaking border. They were stopping people at a record number. They were apprehending and arresting people at a record number of people. It's just the facts. We have all of those numbers. And it is also a fact that under the Biden administration, there was a bill that would have shut down the border on day one that was written by conservatives, okay, that conservatives blocked, okay, because Donald Trump called Congress and told them to block it because they knew that legislation would fix the border, and Donald Trump wanted to be able to run on the border and knew he wouldn't be able to do that if Biden had his legislation passed, okay?
Okay, I mean, if you truly believe that, then I can't help you. There's no talking to you.
Well,
If
sir,
you
I
truly
can
believe that, then
prove
obviously-
everything I just said. Can you prove that one thing that I said was wrong?
Yeah, of course. Like anybody
Sure.
who knows
What?
anything. knows
What?
that
Yeah,
that's
sure.
not true.
Cool. Then can you tell me what part of my thing was wrong? Okay. And then I can prove it and you can disprove it. Sound good?
I mean, we can try. There's obviously.
Yeah,
no
I know you
point,
can
but-
try. I know there is no point because you can't do it because everything I said
No,
was
I'll tell you.
factual.
But I'll tell you. But I mean,
Well,
I've
then
got
stop
the gist
talking
of you
about
by
it.
now.
Hey, then stop talking about it and be about it. What did I say that was wrong?
Okay, the Biden border bill would obviously not have locked down the border on day one. Like,
Yes,
that's
it would have.
just- That's dumb. If you think that, that's retarded.
Okay. Well, it would have, sir. And do you know why it would have?
Enlighten me.
Oh, have you read the bill?
I poked around in it, but no, not very much.
Okay, so let me get this straight. You haven't read the bill, okay? And you're telling me what it would and would not do, okay? While I have read the bill and know exactly what it says, but you think you not reading the bill can tell me what it was going to and not going to do, just to be clear here.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, well, let me inform you of what it was actually going to do, okay? In the bill, there was a provision that if any time there was 4,000, average of 4,000 border encounters at the southern border over a week-long period, it gave an option for frickin' the president to then just shut down the border at that point, right? Or Border Patrol to shut down the border at that point, right? If it ever hit 5,000 on average per day, right, it would have automatically shut down the border from all legal asylum and everything, completely shut down. At any point, it was an average of 5,000 over a week. Or if at any point there was one day where it was 10,000 encounters in a day, then it was also automatically shut down the border. Okay. On the day that bill was signed, we were already past all of those numbers. So they would have immediately shut down the border because all of the qualifications under the bill would have already been met.
Okay, look, I mean, from what I know of the bill, it would have been a massive spending increase. And Trump made the point in his speech. He was laughing. He said, look, Biden said it couldn't be done. Turned out we just needed a new president. He was right. The border was functionally
And see, he goes
porous.
right back to it, sir. I'm trying so hard, and you just can't do it, can you? You have literally like 8 words in your entire vocabulary, and 4 of them are functionally closed open and I think.
Dude,
Why don't you
Your level
respond
of
to what I
partisanship-
said, sir? Sir, I just gave you an in-depth breakdown of what was actually in the Langford bill. And it's funny because I bet you that you would tell me that you also support ICE, wouldn't you?
for the most part.
Yeah, but ICE was a massive spending increase by the Biden administration. They made it like the 7th largest military in the world. So you have no problem whatsoever with massive spending increases when it comes to Donald Trump adding that to ICE. But you do have a problem with a massive spending increase when it comes to Biden administration spending it on Customs and Border Protection.
Given the Democrats and Biden's track record, I do not believe that legislation was in good faith or would have done anything, because I don't think the Democrats want, secure borders. They just don't.
But yet
Everybody
that
knows
bill would have secured the border, okay? And Democrats all voted for it. And the Republicans didn't because Donald Trump asked them to. So now we're not even talking about facts anymore. We are just simply talking about what you feel and your feelings, right? And that's fine. You can have your feelings about everything, but there is facts and there is non-facts. The bill was written by Republicans, specifically headed by Senator Langford, who was considered at the time, I don't know if he still is, okay, the 4th most conservative senator in the Senate, okay? Huge conservative. Right? It was written by a tripartisan panel. There was one Republican, Senator Langford, there was a Democrat, and there was an independent who happens to be an immigration lawyer. But it was headed by Senator Langford and backed by Senator Langford. Before Donald Trump made a call, okay, it had like 98% support in the Senate. And then after Donald Trump made a call, all of the Democrats freaking voted for it, except for I think like 2, and none of those Republicans, including Republicans that helped write it and had come out talking about how awesome it was, literally turned around and didn't do it. So I don't see how you can tell me, sir, that you don't believe Democrats that could do it when literally Democrats voted for it. And that wasn't the only thing in the bill, too. There was a whole bunch of other stuff in the bill that would have been super beneficial for the border.
Okay. Hey, can I ask you a question in the interest of, discussing something different?
In the interest of not responding to anything I said, sure.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to get anywhere on this. I'm happy with.
Yes, I know, sir. But when you stick your head in the ground and pretend not to hear anything I said, it does make it very, very difficult to hear anything.
My head's not on the ground, but if you want to believe.
Oh,
what you
sorry. It's
believe,
probably someplace else, sir.
It's standing up straight, looking out of a window right now.
Straight up Trump's ass.
What?
Huh?
Okay, so we're obviously not going to get anywhere. You believe what you believe about the border. I'm much happier with it.
We're not believing anything, sir. Sir. I'm not going to let you do this. Okay. Yeah, I know you want to sit here and go, oh, you believe what you believe and I believe what I believe. Sir, this isn't what I believe. I haven't said an opinion. Okay. If you want to hear my opinion on the border, we can go to my opinion. I haven't stated anything that was an opinion. Okay. I have only stated facts that can be backed by empirical evidence. You have only talked about your feelings.
That's what you want to say. That's fine.
No, but this isn't like a, oh, you believe this, I believe that. No, we're not talking about beliefs. Well, you are, sir. You're talking about beliefs. I'm not talking about any beliefs. Okay. If you want my beliefs on the border, we can talk about them. But I haven't stated one belief. I have only stated empirical facts.
You believe that they're the facts. That is the truth.
I don't believe that they're the facts, sir. They just are the facts. Okay.
No,
and see, this. Yes, I do, sir, because I again read the bill and then I watched them fucking vote on it and I saw who voted on it. I actually read it and I saw what was voted on. I know who wrote it because their name was on the top of it. And there's interviews with him talking about him writing it and why we should support it. This is all data, sir. See, this is the difference. This is what people like literally they have tried to convince us of, right? They have tried to convince us, all right, that somehow facts are opinionated and they're not. Okay? There's the facts, okay? And then we can have opinions on the facts. I am stating the facts, you're ignoring the facts and giving me your opinion.
Great, man. Wonderful.
No, it's not. It's really just sad for America that you're like this.
Okay. Yeah, everybody has their own facts.
No, not everybody has their own facts. Facts are facts. Everybody has their own opinion.
I totally agree with you. Facts are facts. But we both know, I think, that in today's America, generally speaking, each side has their own facts.
This is not each side, sir. This is the words that were written in the bill that went to Congress. This isn't this isn't some news report, sir. This isn't some opinion piece on New York Times or on Fox News. This is the actual words that were the actual piece of legislation that actually went to Congress.
Okay. I'll give you an example of what I'm saying. I bet that the left in general, maybe yourself, probably thinks that it's a fact that Renee Good was murdered, whereas most people on the right would probably say Renee Good was justifiably killed. Those are what both sides would probably call those.
That would be opinion. Nothing that I stated is that.
Okay.
No, see, that's an opinion. So whether or not you think it was a murder based off of the facts, here are the facts of that case. See, I'll give you an example, okay? The fact is that ICE agent was never supposed to be standing in front of her car. The fact is that she backed away from agents and then turned her wheel all the way to the right. The fact is that she was shot while the ICE agent was standing all the way on the left-hand side of her vehicle, not in front. Those are all facts. Then you can take those facts and you can extrapolate an opinion. I am extrapolating the opinion that if he was already out of the vehicle and her wheel was turned away, then it was a murder. You're taking that and saying it was self-defense. That's just your bad opinion, okay? But everything up to that is a fact, okay? Those are all just facts of the situation. You see the difference?
Sure. And personally, I don't call it self-defense. To me, it's not exactly that.
Right. It was a fact that ICE agents shot an unarmed man in the back after disarming him of his weapon. Okay. That is a fact of what happened.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
No,
I call that a murder. That's me. That's what I call it. If you want to have a different opinion of that, that's on you.
I'm not defending this last one at all. I think those officers behaved wrongly. This last one is no bueno, for sure.
Yeah, sir. They're all no bueno. Okay, they're all no bueno. Okay,
I mean,
just like the guy that was sitting in a Texas detention center, a 50-something-year-old man that was strangled to death. Okay, literally already confirmed. No bueno. Okay, like the little boy who was freaking kidnapped by ICE and is sitting in an ICE detention center right now. No bueno. The things that they are doing are not good. But see, not good is my opinion. Okay.
Yeah.
And this is where we're separating opinion from facts. Okay.
Sure.
And this is when we go back. Now let's extrapolate that and send it back to the immigration thing that I was talking about, sir. That's why when I was talking about the bill, it's not about your opinion. Okay. It's about the facts. Okay. That's it.
Sure, but there is an area too that is I would call like characterization. I personally think it's accurate to say that the border right now is functionally secure. And under Biden, I don't think it was functionally secure. And so I'm willing to
if you say
overlook some of the
functionally
things-
secure or functionally unsecure again, I think I'm just going to hang up the phone because it's literally like sticking a needle in my ear.
Okay, I mean, I think those are very intelligent.
Okay.
I think it's a very intelligent way to put it. But-
It's not. It is the
Okay.
dumbest possible human way to put it. And you've put it that way at least 12 times now. And it's literally like nails on a chalkboard to me.
Okay, we can hang up soon. I do want to ask you one question that I want to ask you because I'm curious what your opinion is on this because I don't know how Democrats think about this one issue.
I'm not a Democrat. You'd have to go ask one.
Okay, a left-leaning person, a progressive, whatever you call yourself. How do you identify politically?
Just ask your question, dude.
I'm curious. How do you identify politically?
Just ask your question, dude.
Well, I want to ask this to someone on the left. If you're not someone on the left, there's no point in asking.
Either ask or don't, dude. I really don't care.
Well, I want to know what the left's position is on Iran. I'm really curious what they wish Trump would or wouldn't do with what's happening in Iran.
I wish Donald Trump had done a diplomatic solution instead of trying to bomb nuclear sites because they did nothing to actually hinder their ability and actually probably further their nuclear program. I wish that if he was going to tell protesters to actually go out and protest and that the United States would have their back on them, then he either A, needs to have their back on it, or B, needs to not say something. Because there was hundreds of protesters that were massacred because of it.
The current UN estimate is 18,000, but yeah, it's terrible. We weren't in position, and now we are. So we're going to see what's going to happen. I hope he does something. I feel so deeply for the people of Iran, and that's what I love. I think Trump's bombing of Fordo was spectacular. I think what he did in Venezuela was amazing, and I'm willing to put up with a lot of this little bullcrap that he does and the way he talks for some of these foreign policy decisions that he's making.
The little bullcrap, like murdering American citizens, like the little stuff like that.
Yeah, murdering American citizens.
Yes.
Donald Trump is not murdering.
Yes, he is.
2 people have died because they chose to come out and yell
Over
and
30
scream at
people have
federal-
died.
What?
Over 30 people have died. Only 2 white people have died, and those are the ones you're concerned about.
Oh, give me a break. You're telling me there's 28 people of color that are unreported, but
No, they're reported. You're just not listening.
oh. If a black man or woman or whoever was killed in these ICE things, it would be national news, my man.
They literally are. I just told you about one.
Who?
The 53-year-old man that was strangled to death and murdered in an ICE detention center in Texas.
Who killed him?
ICE agents, or sorry, whoever, I don't know if it's ICE agents, whoever freaking runs these detention centers, whoever the guards were. I don't know if they're ICE agents or not.
How do we know it wasn't another inmate or himself?
Because there's multiple witnesses and freaking, like, I don't know, there was witness. Oh, is it CBP? Thank you. Because there was like tons of witnesses to it happening. Yeah.
So the federal officials have told you that they did it?
They told him they told them that it was a suicide. Actually, that's what the federal officials, that's what Customs and Border Protection said. They said it was a suicide until he went to the coroner's office. The coroner was like, this wasn't a suicide. He was strangled by other human beings.
Okay, but we know that it was the ICE agents and not other inmates?
Oh, if it was other inmates, do you think Customs and Border Protection would have lied and said it was a suicide?
I don't know. Look,
Oh.
here's my point.
But do you
is
see
that
how
I'm
there
willing
are
to-
deaths, sir, and you just don't know about them because you don't worry yourself about it?
You literally told me 30, and then you gave me an example of
What
one
about the man
person.
that was gunned down in Chicago for supposedly trying to run over someone with their car, just like Renee Good?
I don't know about
I
that.
know you don't know about any of them. That's the entire point of this conversation, sir, is that you don't know about any of them unless they're the 2 white people in Minnesota. That's what I'm trying to tell you. When it's migrants that are being killed, you don't care.
No, like I said, I have 2 illegal immigrant close friends who I would stand up for and fight for them to stay in the country. You know, I love those guys. They're awesome guys, and I'm really happy they're here. And I hope they don't get kicked out, you know. I'm willing to, when you're talking about on the scale of hundreds of thousands and millions of people across the nation and all these operations, there's going to be some mistakes and some accidents, you know? That's just the way it's going to be.
It is not an accident to pin someone down and shoot them in the back.
Yeah, I mean, look.
It's not an accident to strangle a man in detention.
Well, we don't know anything about that. But one thing I think is kind of funny with this whole, like, you know, they're like, yeah, how could these ICE agents do this? They shot this guy, they murdered. And I get you, that this one was bad. But at the same time, everyone's saying, these ICE agents they're all thugs and they're so incompetent. And it's like, if you really think these guys are who you say you think they are, then shouting at them and cussing them out and doing all these things is like the dumbest thing you could possibly do. If they really are who you think they are.
The "Don't Tread on Me" crowd sure did change, didn't they?
How? What do you mean?
Yeah. It went, you know, it used to be "Don't tread on me. I have my Second Amendment right for Second Amendment right for, you know, for carrying a weapon, or I have my First Amendment right and all sorts of stuff." And now it's like, oh, well, you know, maybe you should just let them go and do stuff and not care. And if you don't go out and use your First Amendment right or your Second Amendment right or your Fourth Amendment right or your Fifth Amendment right, as long as you don't use any of those things, then the police force that frickin' the president sends out won't hurt you. Just comply and get over it.
Well,
I just remember when conservatives used to have like a backbone.
I do have a backbone,
No,
and
you
I
don't.
do take principled stances.
No,
Yes,
you
I
don't.
do.
No, you don't.
Look, here's the deal. I fully support his right to be carrying a firearm there. He was absolutely had a right to carry a gun. And I think what Kristi Noem said is silly. It's totally wrong. But my point would just be that the thing these people are protesting is the actual enforcement of our actual laws. And that's fine.
No,
That's fine
they are.
in a
That is
political
not what they're
sense.
protesting.
They are literally protesting the enforcement of our immigration
No,
laws.
that is not what they're protesting. And if that's what you're being told, then you need to turn off Fox News every once in a while.
But I don't watch Fox News. I'm literally watching. the protest.
I watched Fox News today. You sound just like them. Like I could literally just plug you in there.
They're protesting ICE. ICE is enforcing immigration law.
ICE is fucking throwing children out on the fucking ground in the middle of the ice in middle of the ground in Chicago. ICE is disappearing people in Alligator Alcatraz. The fact that Alligator Alcatraz it just even exists, the fact that we built a concentration camp in the United States is worth protesting about. The fact that we sent migrants to freaking to an El Salvadorian torture prison is worth protesting about. The fact that people that came here and have known nothing but for their entire lives but this country, who are doing things the right way, who are being ripped out of immigration courts, trying to do things legally and trying to do things the right way, that is worth protesting about, sir. All of these things are worth protesting about. This is not about a freaking simple deportation. This is not about simply removing criminals or doing any of that stuff. It is the literal ripping away of rights of people in the United States. It is anti-constitutional, and if there is anything that we should be protesting about, it's when people are being treated inhumanely and government officials are going against the freaking literal Constitution of the United States and the law of the United States on top of that, but the Constitution of the United States more importantly, right? And just ignoring all of that in order to further some agenda. Okay?
It's not an agenda. Look, I'll bet you anything that if I were to sneak into Italy, you know, and spend 5 years there living there, and then if the Italian police caught me and discovered this, and then if they kept me in a facility for 2 weeks before and fed me poorly before sending me back to the United States without a trial, no one's going to cry. That's a totally reasonable thing for a country to do. I was there.
Italy wouldn't do that.
Every country on earth.
I'm sorry. How many times have you been to Italy? Because I used to live there.
Everyone would do it.
No. How much time have you spent in Italy? Because I literally used to live there.
Like a week. I spent like a week.
Oh, okay, cool. You went to Rome once, you saw the Colosseum, and now you think you know what Italy is about. So let me explain to you actually what would happen if they caught you, right? And they did that. They would detain you, which if they were just detaining people, I have no problem. They would treat you humanely. They would actually feed you actually quite well. They wouldn't put you in a concentration camp. They wouldn't be shackling you and freaking having you freaking hog-tied in the middle of the street. They wouldn't be doing any of that. They wouldn't be beating you up and throwing you in a van or a freaking SUV and then leaving people over. Hey, they would actually give you due process. They would actually make sure, like right off the get-go, that there's, that they were actually right in who they were detaining there or anything like that. Also, they don't have this giant customs and immigration force that's just going down, knocking down people's doors and kidnapping children. None of those things happen in Italy. They don't happen in Germany. They don't happen in China. I'm pretty sure China is more humane than that. Literally, what is going on in the streets is more comparable to what the Ayatollah is doing in Iran than to what any of our allies are actually doing.
Murdered 18,000 people.
Yeah, what we're doing is closer to that than what other European countries are doing.
Two people have been killed who were...
Again, dozens and dozens of people have been killed, just 2 white ones.
That's insane, man.
I know, it is insane how I've already corrected you on this, and you're still repeating it.
Come on, dude. For 18,000 people for wishing to live a normal life and for women to be able to walk outside in daylight versus people who
versus a guy who
at,
literally just got killed for using his constitutional right, for standing on a sidewalk and for trying to protect a woman.
Look, Freddie is not a good situation, but he was.
Gotcha. Just out of curiosity.
Don't struggle with law enforcement.
Don't struggle. Wow. This is what I'm talking about. The freaking tread on me daddy crowd has fucking lost it, dude. It's really sad.
Dude, the tread on me daddy people, whoever, they know
that's
that
you.
If the police say,
that's you.
Put your hands up, put your hands on your back and stop.
He did have his hands up and was still shot.
What do you mean he had his hands up? They were wrestling on the ground.
He had both of his hands up. One was freaking empty. One was holding a phone. His hands were above his freaking head.
He was protecting the woman, yeah, and then
went to the ground and had his hands over his freaking head.
He was wrestling with 7
He wasn't wrestling with anyone, sir. He had his hands above while they were literally on top of him.
If he wasn't wrestling, there's no way they would have been yanking and pulling on him.
Yes, they were, because we did that, because we saw it on video.
He was resisting. He was struggling.
He was not. He was pepper sprayed. He was falling. It was ice. Like literal ice. Situation. He was pepper sprayed. No, sir. If Iran freaking had somebody, a private citizen who was trying to record something and literally had the freaking the actual fucking Iranian police shoot him in the street, okay, we would be saying how fucking inhumane that is. If we had literal freaking state police fucking going up and shooting freaking mothers in the front of their car, we'd be like, oh my God, this third world country. Oh, they're freaking horrible. They're absolutely horrible. But when it happens right here in front of you, right in your hometown, you justify it. You simp for it. Okay?
So different.
It's only different because you can't see the difference. It's only the difference. It's only a difference, sir, because you would have been the one that was freaking like, well, you know what? Maybe they should have just complied and got on the trains, right? Like, maybe the Germans aren't that bad. Maybe you should just comply and get on the train. I'm sure those camps aren't nearly as bad. Actually, the government's telling us that those camps aren't too bad, right? Like that's what Goebbels is telling us. He's saying that the camps aren't too bad. They should just comply, right? They should just comply and get on the trains.
6 million people were willfully murdered in the Holocaust. That's not what's happening right now.
Oh, yeah, sir. You know that it wasn't at one time 6 million people, right? Do you know at one time, sir, you know at one time it was 2?
Trust me, it's not going to go there, man.
Yeah, I'm sure that's exactly what the Germans said.
That's a fact, because...
I'm sure that's exactly what the Germans said before it happened.
No, that's not what... The Germans supported it.
Yeah. Actually, I mean, that is the big difference between Donald Trump and Hitler, is Hitler was popular. That is true.
Yeah, he's at like 40% now. I'm aware.
Oh, he hasn't been at 40% in months. What are you talking about?
Donald Trump's at about 40% approval.
No, he's down to 40% approval rating on immigration. He hasn't been above 35 in 6 months.
Okay, I mean, that's 5 points different, but...
5 point. Obviously, you don't know much about approval ratings either, because 5 points might as well be fucking 100, dude. Like 5 points is huge in political polling in 6 months. Are you crazy?
This is literally your life and your job.
It's not my life. It's not my job. Okay. It's not either of those things. I went to work all day. Okay. I just didn't come simping for freaking dictators when I got home.
As of January 2026, President Donald Trump's overall job approval rating is approximately 38 to 42%.
Under which
So
poll?
I was
Which
depending
poll?
on the polling aggregator or specific survey. This is Google, straight off the top.
Oh, okay. Well, then Google. So what polls are they polling? Because I can tell you straight off the bat that the freaking Siena poll has them at like 34%. The Reuters poll has them at like 36%.
Well, Reuters, Ipsos, 38%.
Oh, well, maybe there's a new one that I haven't seen. Regardless, sir, are we really going to argue about Trump's fucking approval rating being horrible or even more than horrible? Is that really what we're arguing right now? I'm literally like, it's fucking horrible. And you're like, it's fucking horrible, but like 2 percentage points less horrible.
Oh my gosh, I was smarter than you. I'm smarter than you. I know more than you.
You're smarter than me and know more than me because you typed something into Google. This is literally Dunning-Kruger effect, like all the way across the board. This guy just literally typed something into Google. He's like, I'm smarter than you. After he's been literally getting drug across this fucking live for 43 minutes. He typed in an approval rating into Google and now he thinks he's smart. He's not even smart enough to get close enough to his microphone for me to hear his bullshit.
If you think that that's what's happening in this debate, you're insane.
This isn't a debate, sir.
You are completely partisan.
Again, sir, this isn't a debate. This is me explaining facts to you and you going, nuh-uh. Okay? That's all that's happened for 43 fucking minutes is that I've explained to you things that are actually happening in real life in this world and you've cried and gone, nuh-uh. This isn't a debate, sir. In order to have a debate, you have to have two people that are somewhat qualified on what they are talking about and you do not fit that qualification. Okay, I would love for someone to come up that was qualified enough in order to have a freaking debate with me, but this is not one of those. Okay, and because of that, I am going to move on to someone because this has now become a waste of my time. Sound good? Oh, he's yelling slurs. I don't know if you guys can hear him. He still hasn't figured out how to get closer to his microphone, but he's yelling slurs now. So, anyway, sweetheart, bye-bye. Now he's just yelling slurs at me because that's all we get to. Tony, thank you so much for the whale diving and for the galaxy. Huge W's in the chat for Tony. Thank you so much. Y'all, please make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. We're going to keep this thing going and keep moving on to some more callers. I did want to grab this real quick. Lady, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Said, wish Trump would stop the tariffs. Police, Germany police are pulling USA over for bogus tickets. Every action affects others. The world is watching. The world is always watching. The world is always watching. Thank you so much. And Robs, thank you so much for the $5. Said, no, they're more worried about wearing masks on their faces than standing up for the Constitution. That's the cold, hard truth right there. That's exactly how it started. And Robs, thank you again. It's exactly how it started. I'm gonna throw this up, y'all. If you guys would like to support, I do have super chats, super stickers, all that fun stuff up. And so, if you'd like support, I really appreciate that. I have my little live gift go over here, the little coffee things. I also have my pay links in the bio. Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, they're all at Polypolitics, just like my name. So I really appreciate you guys. Maura, thank you so much for the $2 over on Venmo. Says, so tragic how incredibly cowardly the right is. Yeah, the simping has gotten very, very real. The simping has gotten very, very real. All right, I really appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. You guys, it means the world to me. Thank you so much. Hello, how are you?
Good. You?
Good. How old are you?
It's insane.
I do not believe you. Hello, how are you?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How old are you?
I'm 28.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Not really, but I mean, if I can ask you a question real quick, do you support like Democratic politicians and all that?
I support the law and the Constitution.
I respect that. All right. Well, I'll let you go. I don't want to waste your time, man. I was just asking.
All right. Sounds good, man. I think I support the law and the Constitution. I don't know why we need to go any further than that, but you know. Anyways, the lines are back open. We're going to keep this. Why is it not ringing? I'm seeing missed calls come by, but there's not ringing. I'm sorry. Heathen, thank you so much for the $20 super chat. Said abandoned ship. This guy is too stupid. Zero hope for some time. This is incredibly dumb. You could have TBI and still be smarter than him. I hope you're in my Discord. I got to message something in there. Hello, how are you?
Learn your facts.
What was that? Hello, how are you? Thank you so much, Ethan. WCF for Ethan. Hello.
I'm pretty good. How are you doing?
Good. How old are you?
I'm 20 years old.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
So I used to. I voted for him, and now I feel like my kind of approval of him is kind of dwindling, and I thought that would bring some thoughtful interaction between us.
I don't see how, sir. You're just joining us in reality and humanity.
Well, I thought that maybe there would be some thoughtful discussion.
I just don't know why it would be thoughtful, sir. Donald Trump is a 34 times felon. He's a sexual assaulter. He's freaking defrauded a children's cancer charity. He's literally hiding the largest sex trafficking ring to ever exist in the United States. He sexualized his daughter. He sexualized a 10-year-old. Okay. Like he defrauded children's cancer charity out of $400 million. He's been sued more times than any person in the world. And now he's literally justifying the murder of U.S. citizens in the streets, sir. I don't know how it took you this long.
Well, it did not take me this long, actually. It was right after he got into office. I think he made a statement about birthright citizenship, and that was pretty much it for me when he wanted to remove that from the Constitution.
Okay. Yeah. And sir, that is horrible, right? The fact that he wants to try to remove that from the Constitution is absolutely horrible. The problem with that, sir, is the important time to realize he was trying to do that was before he was elected, because he said he had that in Project 2025 from the Heritage Foundation, which was his playbook, where he said he was going to do that. There was people like me saying that he was going to try to do that before he was elected. Right. And so and maybe that's horrible, right? But it's just like, dude, we knew that before it was even started, and we still had people support him, right?
Oh yeah, people still supported him like I did. And that's the thing, is that there's a faction of people that I think are still MAGA, and I think within that faction there's a group of people who know that they made a mistake, but they refuse to admit it. I won't be one of those people, so I'll
I appreciate
say that I made a mistake. Yeah.
Yeah, and again, I'm not criticizing you for coming over to the right side. I do appreciate it. I think it's wonderful. I mean, the only way we're going to be able to, have an actual decent midterm where we have a legislature that's willing to check the power of someone trying to be an authoritarian is to have people come over and realize their mistakes. It just doesn't really lend to too much conversation, because I know why you're over here now. It's just a little too late, man. People are getting murdered. People are getting sent to concentration camps. People that are doing things the right way in America are getting sent back. Like, we still haven't seen the Epstein files. It's just, it's a good year to be in a midterm year, right?
Yeah, it definitely is. That is a good thing, because we need more balance up there.
Yeah, we absolutely do. But I'm going to move on to the next caller, but I hope you have a good one. And make sure you guys hit that sub button. Freaking hang out for a while. Join the Discord too.
All right. Stay safe with the snow.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Everybody stay safe with the snow. For real. Everyone stay safe with the snow. They made Fort Bliss in Texas a camp in El Paso. I actually didn't know that. Thank you so much for that. I actually know. I've actually been to over there in El Paso area. It's real close to Mexico. It's real close. Holy shit. Hello, how are you?
Hi, I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. How old are you?
I'm 47.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
I definitely still support Daddy Trump.
Daddy Trump, huh?
Yep, definitely Daddy Trump. Just like Nader called him. That was a good little term for him. But in all seriousness, yeah, I definitely still support the president 100%.
Do you not find that a little weird to call the president your daddy?
I don't know. I was just kidding about that. But he is the leader of the country. So it is a good little name for him. But moving beyond that, would you like to know why I support Trump? I can't believe you guys don't support Trump. There's definitely no concentration camps or none of that going on, not in this country. Putin has some active right now. China's had some. 30,000 people were just killed in Iran, mostly on January 8th and 9th. Those are the things we should be concerned about. Instead, people are following ICE around, throwing ice at them, and following them around for no reason. We got paid
So
agitators
your
out
stance
there.
is that we should care more about Iran than what is happening in the United States. Interesting.
Right now, we need to because our country is at risk. Our liberty, our independence is at risk. We want to.
So because our independence is at risk, we should care more about what's happening in Iran than what's happening here?
Well, Iran is part of the axis of countries that, like right now, they're getting help from Russia and China. So it's Iran, it's Russia, China, North Korea, and they literally are planning on fighting together against us in a war with China in the next couple of years. So since that's the case, yes, we do need to worry about that more than what's going on right here, because that's going to, if we go into a hot war with China, which we're going to do, that's going to affect all of us.
Donald Trump is literally creating little peace boards with all of them and having them pay $1 billion to sit next to them and try to work out the problems of the world.
Yeah, I did see that. I don't know if that's going to be effective. I mean, I guess
it will not be. Yeah. It's not very effective to, bring a whole bunch of, warlords and authoritarians and dictators in a room to freaking figure out how the world is going to work, because that puts us on their side.
Well, China's not going to join the Board of Peace. I think Putin said he would join with the money that we had frozen because he felt like he wouldn't get that back anyway. But Putin,
so we're literally unfreezing Russian sanctioned money. We're unfreezing it to give it to ourselves so that they can be a part of something, and that's what we're calling good.
Well, he asked us to. He said to take this frozen money and put him on the peace board, but he obviously he wants good relations with the West, but that's a little different than what China wants. They're not even concerned with that at this point. So since Russia's aligned with them, and at this point they've even in that axis they've even got India economically siding with Russia. Although I don't think India is going to actually put boots on the ground for anyone.
Literally, Canada is freaking aligned with China.
Yeah, which is really concerning, actually.
Yeah, it should be concerning that lots of different countries are aligning with China. Do you know why they're aligning with China?
Because they're weak.
Because of Donald Trump.
We're actually being strong. So if Kamala was in here, what do you think we'd be doing? We'd be
on an alliance with Canada instead of Canada going to China for an alliance?
Or we'd be going to China with Canada. That's what I think.
Nope. We would just be doing things like we were before, right? Where the European Union right now is aligning with South America, Canada is aligning with China, and all of these is because Donald Trump is fucking everything up with his tariffs and trying to take Greenland.
No, you need to check it out. Hunter and his dad Joe, both the Bidens, they were back in China and in Russia in like 2013, 2014. Hunter really had a bunch of crap on his laptop. He took money from Russia. And instead,
where's the proof of that?
The laptop was a hoax.
Yeah, where's the proof of that?
Actually, you can Google. Tulsi Gabbard actually came out and spoken a lot.
Yeah, I don't care about Tulsi Gabbard saying a goddamn thing. Where's the proof?
Well, she's
Tulsi Gabbard saying something is not proof.
The laptop itself should be proof. Have you seen even?
Yeah, the laptop would be proof, but yet they did a 2.5-year investigation where they lit into that laptop, and the only thing they were able to pull off of it was a weapons charge, and nothing to do with getting money from Russia.
Well, then, if that's true, I'm corrected on the laptop then.
Yeah. So again, if Kamala Harris would have become president, we would have had business where, as normal, where we actually have alliances with our actual allies, with the European Union, with NATO, with Canada, with countries like South Korea, which we just raised the tariff on them again, more likely pushing them towards China. Yeah. So if we're really worried about China, we should stop pushing all of our allies towards them.
Yeah, but if Canada and the UK are marching towards China, right? And Trump's my understanding, and this is something else because this is live in real time, I guess, the last couple of days. But obviously, he's probably bad mouthing them or saying they shouldn't be doing that. But yet they're still doing it. So if Kamala was in too, and our allies
Insane.
like Canada and UK are going towards China, taking bad deals with China, just like they've given bad deals to African countries. You can Google and look up the videos where Chinese are whipping their African employees, or I guess they're employees, but they're whipping them on camera now, like today, modern day.
What in the little fuck are you talking about? The reason
That's
why
literally
these
happening.
countries are aligning with China is because of Donald Trump's deals. If Kamala Harris had become president, none of those deals would have existed. So therefore, they wouldn't be going towards China.
We gotta fall back to our position anyway.
Yeah, no, that's definitely not true. China's been since 1949 when they ran the actual Chinese government into Taiwan and the communists took over the country. They have been gunning to reunite with Taiwan before
That's
2049.
not the point of what I'm saying. Why are
But
you are
we're
talking
standing
about
in their
literally
way.
everything except for what I'm actually saying?
Okay.
You
I'm
said
sorry.
what would
are
have
you
happened
saying?
if Kamala Harris was president. I'm saying that all of these countries that are more closely aligning with China wouldn't be, because the only reason they're doing it is because of Donald Trump, because of his tariffs,
the
because of his
only
threats
choice
against
would
NATO,
be-
all of those things. So if we didn't want all of our allies to align more closely with China, then we should have voted Kamala Harris in. Or literally probably
Kamala-
anybody.
If Kamala was in, no matter who was in, our only alternative would still be to either bend the knee to China or fight them. That's our only choice. It doesn't matter whether it's Kamala, Donald Trump, whoever it is.
No,
All he's trying to
those are
do
not
is
the
make
only
sure
two
we
options.
win.
Those are not the only two options. Not even close.
China was going to invade Taiwan.
Those are not the only two options. Those are not even close
those
to the
were
only
our
two
Two
options.
options.
Yeah.
Those were the only two options the country was going to take.
No,
Either
it's not. What
bend
you
the knee to
do to
China
actually
or
deter
fight China.
countries like China is you actually bring them in where economically they're tied to us, right? And when they're tied to us economically, then it would actually destroy their economy for them to do something like military action. By separating
Well-
ourselves from them, we have made it more likely that they will attack in the future because we are less tied to them economically.
Well, we already fed them, and they bit the hand that fed them. Like, we already made them
And
rich,
how did they
and
do that?
spent their money to buy missiles. They built up a military. That whole military buildup is for us. That's the whole point. To come against
Yeah.
us, to fight us. And they weren't going to back down from
Or
it.
it's to ma'am.
Today, 3,000 Chinese
So let me get
top
this straight.
military
So let me get this straight.
people
You
have
think
been
the country?
purged.
Do you think that the country, okay, that's building up their military, all right, who is now creating trade deals with all of our friends to build up their military more, right? Who is now no longer tethered to us economically? Do you think that they are now more likely or less likely to attack us?
Well, the trade deals are bad loans to get their hands in their countries. I don't
about you
think
answer
it
my
matters.
question?
I think right now today they're less likely to attack,
Not even
but
a
only
check.
because
That's
we
high. You're-
flipped their
you're high.
number two. We flipped their number two under Xi Jinping. We flipped them. You can look it up. We just flipped their number two.
onto his back, or
They
like
fired him. No, the CIA flipped him. He gave us information. He sold us secrets.
Mm.
Xi Jinping called him. This is public information. It's in
Sure, where
India
can I find
news.
that?
It's in international news. Just Google it.
It's
This
in
is
international
press.
news. Okay, we're on international
Yeah.
news. Can I find it?
Just go on Google right now.
Just go
And
on
put,
Google right now.
Yep. Ask AI if you want. And
CIA
you should be able to pull up the
flips.
videos.
Sure, why not? I'll look it up. I don't know anything about this.
So I wouldn't put in CIA flipped.
Well, that's what
can
you
see
said.
that
You
on,
said
like,
the
Enforcer News.
CIA flipped China's number 2 person.
Yep.
Let's see.
And they sold us secrets. So what China said is
Yeah,
their
none
number
of this
2
exists.
is under investigation.
Yeah, none of this
for selling
exists.
secrets to the United States,
Yeah,
but then they fired him and he
None
disappeared.
of this exists.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I will send you a link in the chat when we get off the phone.
Oh, there's a Reddit post.
So I'm just saying, without him, they can't invade. They can't invade.
All right,
right
look,
now
I'm sorry.
anyway.
My brain cells have to. They have to go faster than this. So you have a good one. All right.
Okay.
All right. My brain cells have to be able to move a little faster than this. This is nuts. Fuck MAGA. Thank you so much for the $5. Said the safest place in America right now is to be in the Epstein files. That's the only safe place to be. If you want to be protected from Donald Trump regime, hide yourself in the Epstein files. It is the best place to be. Thank you so much. Goof Trick, also thank you so much for the thumbs up. Sister Mary, thank you so much for the jewels. Game, thank you so much for the jewels. Beat, thank you so much. Cool. Javier, thank all you guys so much. Just Me, Chase, thank all you guys a lot. I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much. And FS, thank you so much for the $5. Said Charlie Brown and his badass dog Snoop were from a different time, but I have no doubt they see through the bullshit that that is in this world today. F MAGA. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. W's in the chat for everybody supported. Y'all, please make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Follow, we turn on notifications. We do this like 6 days a week. Something like that. I don't know. We might go down to 5 soon, but we're doing it like 6 days a week. If you like support, I do have super chats open, so I really appreciate you on that. I have one more little coffee to clear out this live goal down here too. So if you guys would like to support, I appreciate that also. Thank you guys so much. Hello, how are you? Hello.
What are you? Are you not the? Are you the online person?
I mean, technically, you're also the online person.
Oh, okay. Oh, shit. So it's a couple minutes behind.
Yeah, you have to listen to me on the phone, not over the live.
So I'm interested in understanding exactly like, what would you call yourself? What would you consider yourself? Are you
I'm
a
poly.
Democrat? Poly. So like you're kind of in the middle of everything.
No, I'm just poly.
Oh yeah. Well, all right. Define poly.
That's my name.
Does that mean? Huh?
It's my name.
I'm talking about political beliefs.
Yeah, you said what do I identify as? I identify as me. I'm poly. It's my name.
You're kind of confusing me, bro.
So, that I kind of figured that out, sir.
All right. Well, you're a dumbass fucking nigger. Go back to your country.
All right. Doing great over here today, guys. They're doing great over here, guys. Hello, how are you?
Hey, how's it going?
It's going great. How old are you?
55.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. And I think what y'all are doing is just terrible. What's that? You there?
Yeah,
You
I'm
there?
listening.
Hey, I guess I can't do this and watch a video at the same time. Hey.
No, you have to listen to me on the phone, sir. There's a delay on the live.
There's a delay. I got you.
Yeah, so just talk to me here.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay.
So why do you support Trump?
I do.
Why?
I think he's exactly what this country needed. It was going to hell in a handbasket, and with having rhetoric like you're spewing right now online, I mean, it's just separating this country even more. You know, we have to be. It's not Democrat and Republican. It's good and evil right now. I
Yeah,
mean,
that I
evil.
100% agree with, sir. So when Donald Trump says that, that people that were doing absolutely nothing and get murdered in the streets are domestic terrorists, you think that rhetoric, sir? You think that rhetoric is good?
No, I don't. I don't believe what's going on in Minneapolis right now is good at all.
Donald
for
Trump called the
anybody.
murdered people domestic terrorists, though. But you believe that is good because you agree with his rhetoric and you think that I'm the problem.
No. What I'm saying is people going around saying you're picking a side. You know,
I'm picking democracy, sir. I'm picking the Constitution. I'm picking the rule of law.
Well,
that's my side. Why are you picking the other?
They wouldn't be in Minneapolis right now if they were able to enforce the laws and get these people that are off the streets
Sir.
When they're already being tried in jail already. When they've already been patted down. You know, they already had a couple of lunches in the jail cell, and instead they're letting them out on the streets, and so they
Sir.
have to go into these neighborhoods.
Sir, people are literally getting murdered for peacefully protesting. That is your First Amendment right. That is against the Constitution. People are being pepper sprayed. People are being beat up. We're having religious leaders like pastors pepper sprayed, hit with frickin' pepper balls in the face. We have a young man that's blinded right
There
now.
would
Okay,
be,
the press, sir,
listen,
no,
listen.
you listen. I'm almost finished. Sir, so when
Okay.
people's First Amendment rights are being violated, why are you so concerned with misdemeanors and civil infractions when literally people's First Amendment rights are being violated?
I'm not worried about the First Amendment rights. They can go out and
Obviously.
protest all they want. What you're seeing is not protesting.
That is protesting.
You're seeing agitators. You're seeing paid agitators. They're now
Paid
uncovered in the
agitators.
Signal app. Where they're all over town.
Paid
posting up.
Sir, where can I get paid to be an agitator? Because I am on here agitating every day. Like, where can I get where can I get paid for that, sir? Where's the
get
sign up
overtime.
sheet? Yeah, where's
You know
the
what I'm saying?
sign up sheet to get paid for this? Because I'm out here putting in overtime, agitating for
Trust
free.
me. The money was there. I mean, either coming out of Ask Blue or the Minnesota Fund with all the $9 billion. All the money's got to be going somewhere, right?
Yeah, we know where it went to into fraudulent
But hey,
people's
hey,
accounts.
the whole point is they wouldn't have to be in the neighborhoods doing this stuff if they didn't have a sanctuary city and they had to bring federal agents in there to clean up the streets. Why are you more worried about these people protesting, and you're not worried? I mean, you're protesting about the federal agents, and you don't care anything about the people, the illegal aliens that are killing people. Drunk driving, all that stuff. I mean, you don't care. What about their rights?
Yeah, sure. Let's talk about those rights, sir. So first of all, undocumented immigrants in this country commit violent crime at a rate that is 30 times less than American citizens do.
That's
I'm
BS.
not asking your opinion, sir.
BS.
That is
That's
directly,
totally
sir.
BS.
That is
Okay,
direct,
okay.
sir. That is, sir. Shh. That is directly from the FBI and from Pew Research
Whatever,
Center,
whatever.
and there's about
Okay.
a half dozen other
Whatever.
freaking research
That's just
agencies
like
that have
a
gone into
border
it.
tax.
So, sir,
That's just
no,
like a
I am
border
not
tax.
overly concerned with that. Okay, I'm much more concerned with white men in this country, to be completely honest with you, because they are overwhelmingly the people that are assaulting children, sexually assaulting children, of pedophiles, of people that pornography
Okay.
when it comes to
Hey,
children.
not-
So
not-
those
let's
are the
turn on
people
the
that
subject.
those are the people that I'm a
let's
lot
turn
more
on the
concerned with.
subject.
You know what? Also, freaking when it comes to people that sexually assault straight men would be qualify under that. When it comes to pedophilia, hey, there's a much higher
what's
likelihood
that to do with-
that
what's
people
that
in
to do
church.
with
Well,
illegal
sir, because
aliens?
you're for some reason
Hello?
telling me to be afraid of undocumented immigrants when I'm not. Okay, I'm not afraid of undocumented immigrants. Okay, there are a billion different. There is probably 100 different groups of people that I'm afraid of
These
before
people-
I'm afraid of undocumented immigrants, including the
people would
fact
not
of the
have to be
people that
so-
are literally pepper spraying
listen,
pastors
you're
right
going
now.
off the subject. You're talking about
No, we're
other
not,
stuff.
sir. You're asking me
Hey,
why I'm not freaking worried about undocumented immigrants, and I'm responding to you directly.
But what about the people and that were going about their business and they got interrupted by an illegal alien that killed them? What about them?
What about sir? Anybody who commits a crime should be punished for that crime, including the president of the United States, who's a 34 times felon. And the only reason he's not
Come
in
on,
prison
you don't believe
is
they're
because
34 times felon, man. Where they
Sir,
readjusted the law so they can charge them, on a bookkeeping.
you
error?
think they
Come on. That's
readjusted,
crap, too.
sir?
That's
Sir,
crap,
there
too.
was
But
sir,
hey,
sir,
back
sir,
to the
sir,
reason
sir,
why-
sir,
Go ahead.
sir. I know you have
Yep.
this very strong will right now to not let me say more than 4 words before you cut me off and change the subject, but I would like to speak on my live if that's okay.
Hey, listen. They would not be in those neighborhoods.
Sir, I
doing
was
that
in the
stuff
middle
because-
of a sentence.
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
like to finish my sentence without you
Okay,
correcting
go ahead.
me.
My bad.
Thank you.
My bad.
Okay. I would
Good.
like to freaking be able to speak on my live if that's all right with you.
Go ahead.
All right, appreciate that. Sir, if somebody commits a crime, just like the president, who's a 34 times felon, and no, there was no laws adjusted for that, he's just a felon. Okay, it is the truth. He is a felon. All right. I believe that if people commit violent crimes or people commit any type of, felonies or anything like that, I believe 100% they should be arrested. They should be thrown in jail or punished however that needs to happen. I 100%, agree with freaking the enforcement of our law when it comes to those sorts of things. The difference between you and me, sir, is when it comes to those crimes, I blame the individuals of those crimes, not the entire immigrant population, just based on that. I don't blame all Latinos. I don't believe that people that are here just because they were they're here on an undocumented status, many of which are actually trying to get their legal status, and Donald Trump is stopping them. Okay, ripping them out of immigration courts, people that are freaking working, Donald Trump is using the IRS to go after them, right? I don't believe that those people should be beat up, thrown in detention center, 5-year-olds thrown in detention centers, okay? Just because you want to talk about all migrants in a monolith.
No, that's not it at all.
It is, though. You just did it.
If you wouldn't have sanctuary cities, none of these ICE and Border Patrol people would have to be in Minneapolis doing any of this for anybody to protest for.
Well, that might be the case, sir, but regardless of whether the reason why they're there and whether it's a sanctuary city doesn't give them the right to go in and beat up protesters or to beat people up or to violate people's Fourth Amendment or Fifth Amendment rights, right? Just because local law enforcement doesn't cooperate with federal law enforcement on that doesn't give those federal officers the right to go against the law or to treat people inhumanely.
No, what they have to do is they have to go in there in a hostile environment with people, they're all protecting the pedophiles that they're trying to arrest. I mean, they're trying to get pedophiles out of a neighborhood, and they're sitting there honking horns, letting them know that they're down the street.
Sir, less than 3%.
Why are you protecting pedophiles?
I'm not, sir. I actually very specifically said that if somebody commits a crime, I hope that they go to jail and are punished completely. Sir, again, I know you hate me talking.
I'm just answering your question.
I didn't ask you a question.
You said that you go to jail.
I didn't ask you a question. I said if somebody committed a crime, then I am very much for ICE going after them. Less than 3% of the people that ICE is arresting or detaining have any violent crime whatsoever. Okay, but if you want to talk about protecting pedophiles, then why won't Donald Trump release the Epstein files?
Yeah, there we go. Let's switch that around, huh?
I'm just curious, sir. If you're so against pedophiles, then why aren't you mad at Donald Trump not releasing the Epstein files? He is required by law to do so. There was legislation passed in order to force him, and he is refusing to release the Epstein files. Why is that?
Listen, do you really think if there was something in those Epstein files that they had CIA, NSA, Mossad, MI6, they've had everybody up his ass for the last 10 years. Do you think there was anything in those Epstein files? You don't think it would be already out there? You don't think so? Come on, man.
Sir, well, if there is something in there, and if there's nothing in there for us to worry about, sir, if there's nothing in there if there's nothing in there for us to worry about, then why didn't he just release them?
Because Biden was in there.
I didn't ask about Biden. Right now, is Donald Trump the president, or is Biden the president?
I don't care about the Epstein files.
Well, I do, sir, because you wanted to bring up protecting pedophiles, and that is what Donald Trump is doing. I am pointing out, sir. There's only one way to find out. He'd have to release them, sir. Okay, but I do know whether Donald Trump is in them or not. Okay, there are, in fact, people that freaking victimize children in those Epstein files. That is a fact. I don't know who they all are, but it is a fact that people in there that did do that. That is a fact. Okay, and the fact is Donald Trump could release that, so we could prosecute those people that hurt children, and you're standing up for Donald Trump protecting them.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
At all.
Yes, you are.
I said release the tape.
Yes, you are.
I said release the tape.
You literally were just like, I don't even care about them. You just said that, sir. You don't get to switch now.
I don't because
you don't get to switch now, sir.
Donald Trump.
You don't get to switch now.
Nothing in there. I think Donald Trump was the informant that turned him in.
Oh wow, you're one of those.
I do. He was the only one that wasn't friends with him.
Wow.
He found out. He did.
Man, that is like that's crazy. Dude. I didn't. When I heard that whole like Donald Trump was the informant thing, I thought there's no one in their right mind, okay, that would actually believe that. I thought it was like an internet joke. I'm sorry. I'm actually very surprised that anyone actually legitimately believes that.
You believe the 34 convictions too, right?
Yeah, I can prove those with court documents very easily, sir.
What's that?
Yeah, I can prove his felony convictions with court documents. It's not difficult.
Come on, 34 felonies for a bookkeeping error? Come on now.
For a bookkeeping
one
error?
It was put down on paper 34 different times. They changed the law because it was a misdemeanor, and they changed the law to make it a felony.
Incorrect.
Come on now.
Literally everything you said is incorrect.
Okay. I won't have to fact check that at all. It's just like your border.
I mean, I
border.
mean, sir, I can correct you very quickly. They didn't change any laws, okay?
Your facts aren't facts, man.
You see, you see, sir, you see how you're saying it's not a fact before you even hear it? That's what's freaking, that's what's called being in a cult, okay? If you're saying that facts are fake before you hear the facts, then that's called being in a cult, sir.
I just listened to you go on that one guy about the facts on your border thing. The facts,
sir. Why are you not responding to what I'm saying, sir? We were talking about Donald Trump's court case. Okay, and now you're hollering about something I said about another freaking caller after saying the literal things that I haven't said yet weren't true.
The 34 felony charges are bullshit.
They're not charges, sir. They're convictions.
They're total bullshit. There was no victim. There was no nothing. I mean, it was a bookkeeping error that was done 34 different times.
There's lots of actual victims, sir. The American people were victims.
The ones he was convicted on is 34 different errors on a bookkeeping thing.
No, it was 34 counts of falsifying business records in furtherance of another crime.
Right, a bookkeeping error, dude. You know, you want to sit there? I don't care about that shit. I mean, that's.
So let me ask you a question, sir. So let me ask you a question. Entering the United States without a documented status, what level of crime is that? Is that a felony or a misdemeanor?
It's a crime. It doesn't matter. You can't do it.
Oh, gotcha. So just 2 seconds ago, you told me it was a bookkeeping error, so I shouldn't care about the crime. But now that we were talking about entering the United States freaking illegally being a misdemeanor, now it doesn't matter what the crime is. A crime is a crime.
Listen. No.
No. Let's not listen to anything. Just 2 seconds ago, just 2 seconds ago, sir, you were telling me how it's a bookkeeping error, so it does not matter. Even though it's a crime, it's just a bookkeeping error. It doesn't matter. But now when I explain to you that it's just a misdemeanor to enter the country freaking on a non-documented status, then all of a sudden a crime is a crime and it doesn't matter. Well, no, sir, it sounds like a crime is a crime and it doesn't matter as long as it happens to a brown person. But when it happens to your little orange daddy, then all of a sudden it does matter what kind of crime it was or what the level of crime was or what the law says. Apparently, you're a full, practicing lawyer when it comes to freaking Donald Trump's felonies. But when it comes to freaking a misdemeanor for entering illegally, a crime is a crime.
What about all the people that are waiting for their chances at immigration?
I hope they have a better chance of getting in the United States too. But sir, we're a real big country and we don't have to pick and choose.
Yeah, we do. Look at the streets right now. Hello.
Look at the streets, sir. I'm in the streets every day. Streets are fine.
I don't know where you live.
Based off your area code, very close to you.
And listen, they ain't straight right now. I know that they got a lot of stuff going on. Well, a lot of fraud up there in Minnesota. That's why they're trying to do this stuff. They all got you looking at the red herring. That's all they're doing. Look at this hand. So Wallace can sit there and try to skate out from under this $9 billion. They're milking a lot of money out of it, and I think it was supplying the Democrats. That's why they're all.
You mean like when Rick Scott freaking frauded Medicaid for $1.7 billion?
Yeah. So you're from Florida, so you know about Rick Scott's deal. But hey,
but it's Democrats that are the ones doing it, right?
You're dividing America by this bullshit rant.
Oh, see, I brought up Rick Scott specifically because I know he's in Florida, right? Because I'm in, like I said, I know, and so it's funny how just a second ago it was all the Democrats that were doing it. Now I bring up our senator, right? And now all of a sudden, let's not worry about Rick Scott, right?
Was it $1 billion?
1.7.
You know what I mean? Come on now. You're talking about
$1.7 billion. Sir,
$700 million in cash.
Rick Scott on his own, $47 million. Donald Trump defrauded a children's cancer charity for $400 million.
What's that got to do with any? Okay. Like I said,
okay. Again, if fraud happens and a migrant is doing it, End of the world. If Donald Trump is doing it, not that important.
I'm talking about.
Do you
happening
see
right
how,
now,
guys? Do you see how
between
his
the
rhetoric
protesters?
changes? Can you literally hear how he just changes? Like, he is just the most adamant person. Fraud is the worst thing in the world. And then I point out Donald Trump's fraud or Rick Scott's fraud, and then immediately it's like, oh, doesn't matter, not important, who cares? Just not a big deal anymore.
You're talking about President Trump back in the 80s when he did the Stormy Daniels thing. You're talking about Rick Scott, which is back in the early
I'm talking
2000s.
about Donald
I'm
Trump
talking about
defrauding
right
a
now,
children's cancer
the
charity in
reason why
like
everybody's
2015.
focus is on there up in Minneapolis is because they have the fraud thing that just got investigated, and they're trying to get punks like you out there to go out there and protest. So they're going, oh, we're peacefully protesting. Have you seen when they go down there honking their horns and blowing
Honking
whistles?
your horn is a peaceful protest, yes.
Bullshit.
I'm sorry.
Let
I'm
me
sorry.
go- let me-
What
let-
violence
let-
does
let me-
honking
let me
your...
Let me
what-
go out where you live and sit there and honk my horn in the morning. You know, all hours of the
Sir,
day.
they're not
Because
going to
the
ICE officers'
pedophile
homes,
lives down
sir.
the street.
Sir, do you think they're
You're
going to
trying
ICE
to-
officers' homes? They're just driving around the city where they're doing their job. That's what a peaceful protest is. Blowing whistles, also peaceful protest. Recording, peaceful protest. All right. All of those things are very, very peaceful protests. Now, I would agree if they were going to the ICE officer's home and just honking their horn in front of them, that's not a peaceful protest,
That's what they
right?
want to do. That's why they have to wear those masks. Is because y'all
No, they
are
have
going
to
out
wear
there,
those
you know,
masks so when they murder people, that freaking people don't know who they are. But guess
Yeah,
what?
just
The
like
internet
Antifa,
always
right?
finds out
Just
anyway.
like Antifa
Just like
main
Officer
Officer
Ross. Just like Officer Ross, where the internet finds out anyway.
Yeah, I know it does, but hey, I'm not worried about. Like I said, I hate seeing. our
Cool thing
country-
about
I
not
mean,
wearing masks, if you're not doing crimes, nobody cares what you look like.
Exactly. I think it's a mistake
Yeah.
too for the
So
police.
yeah, so
That's
ICE
all
wouldn't
they
have
should
to
do.
wear masks if they weren't doing
Doxing
crimes.
is illegal, and they should
Yeah.
have it a special crime if you dox a police force or anybody in law enforcement.
What should be the special crime when you're murdering American citizens or beating them up or entering their houses without warrants?
And then arrest people and actually convict them. You do it once or twice. It's like a broken window thing. You do it once or twice. Nobody's
yeah.
going to do it again.
If ICE kills one or two more people, we're gonna have to start holding them accountable, huh?
Burn down the city. I mean, is that what you want? You want another, George Floyd shit going on up there? I mean, that's all they're going to do is burn down the city. Look,
If they burn down the
Minneapolis
city,
right
then
now.
how are they doing so well right now?
It's a terrible thing, man. I mean, everybody needs to
Sir,
come together
how
on
is
this shit.
anything happening right now if they burn down the city?
It's happening right now because people are out there.
Where would they even be protesting, sir? The city would be burned down.
They're protesting. They're protesting because they got federal agents going in there to do a federal job. I mean, it's so asinine. I mean, nobody's talking about the people that they're trying to arrest. It's just about the people that are arresting them. I mean, I don't get it, man. I mean, that's a stupid ass shit. I can't believe
No,
they're
sir.
going to burn down another city.
Sir, no one's burned down any city. Okay,
Trust
no one
me,
has
they're
ever
gonna burn
burned down
down.
any city.
If
Sir,
everybody starts talking about the
nobody's
fraud again,
burned down.
they're gonna-
Sir,
it's gonna-
sir,
what they're gonna do is they're gonna kill an ICE agent.
Nope, nobody. Oh, you mean like ICE agents
They're
is killing
gonna
them?
kill an ICE agent or
You mean
DHS,
like ICE
somebody's
agents
gonna
are
get
killing
killed
them?
on the other side.
You mean like ICE
That's gonna
agents are
start-
killing them, sir? You mean like ICE agents are killing them?
Come on, if you're going to bring a
Are-
gun
sir,
to a protest,
Sir,
with
you mean
extra
like
clips,
ICE agents are
and
killing?
you tell your family
Oh
you're gonna
my
take out
goodness,
as many
guys!
cops as
Now
you
apparently,
can.
you hear this?
If-
In the
if you
United
bring a-
States of
if you
America,
bring a
you're not
gun
allowed
to
to
a
bring a
rally
gun.
and then
So,
you wanna
sir, let
fight
me ask
with
you a
cops.
question. What do you feel about Kyle Rittenhouse?
Kyle, I mean, he got done dirty.
He got
He
done
did
dirty?
at the beginning. I mean, come on, I mean, those guys were trying to kill him.
Oh, but he brought a gun to a protest. Why does he need? If he's going to a protest, why would he bring a
Because
gun?
he was there. He was there to protect some of these car lots because the cops weren't doing a damn thing. Watching the city go down.
Gotcha. So when Kyle Rittenhouse brings a gun to a protest, totally cool and justified.
He wasn't there for the protest.
And
He
he
wasn't
had
there. He
and
was
he had
running
his gun
security.
out. And he had his
No,
gun
no.
out and tried to
He
use
was-
it. But if Alex
Jesus.
Peretti has a gun in his jacket and never
Whatever.
pulls it, then he shouldn't have had it. Got it.
No, he wasn't. Rittenhouse wasn't fighting with cops. He was fighting with some punk ass, a child molester.
Alex Peretti
and
wasn't
somebody
fighting with
that
cops
a
either. He was
skateboard.
just standing there on the side of the road, freaking recording.
No. Kyle Rittenhouse was there doing security. He
Oh.
wasn't fighting with cops.
Oh, he was doing security, except for nobody hired him and no one asked him to come.
So I mean, hey, he loves
So
his
you know what
country.
that
He
is?
don't wanna see all these punk ass-
If nobody
whatever,
hires you
man.
and nobody asks you to come, you just brought a gun to a protest. Yeah,
No, no,
that's
he
all.
was there
That's
to
all
call
it
out.
was, sir. Yeah.
What? He was found not guilty. And so
Yeah,
somehow
Alex
that
Freddie would have
became
been found
outraged,
not
too.
guilty too. Oh wait, he's dead.
Hey, listen, I'm just saying you need to tone it down, man. I mean, really.
No,
tone it
you
down.
need to stop freaking
With-
being
with
on the
facts are
side
facts,
of the.
you know,
No,
George-
yeah,
George-
sir, you're right. The facts are the facts. Here's the actual fucking facts. Customs and Border Protection was sent there without freaking cooperation from the local government, who did not need them because the fraud that they were fucking talking about already had over 60 convictions since 2022 when it was investigated. Minneapolis isn't
there
even
was
a no,
still
no, no,
unchecked.
no, no. Your turn to
There
be
was still
quiet.
as of
No,
December-
sir.
at the end of
You're-
December,
sir,
there was still
either be
unchecked,
quiet
dude.
or I will shut you up. I am
Man,
done
what a
listening
puppet.
to your
You're a
fucking
puppet.
bullshit. It's your
You're
turn
a
to
puppet.
fucking listen to me. You understand me?
Okay, go ahead.
All right, perfect. They were sent there without freaking help from anybody over crimes that had been investigated for 3 years ago, and over 60 people were already in jail for, and over 92 indictments already happened. They were sent to a city that's not even a hotbed for immigration, not like places like Texas or Florida or Arizona. They were sent there because Donald Trump doesn't like Tim Walz, and that's the only reason. Because a bunch of Democrats are there, and Donald Trump is using it for retribution. Now they are there. Now they are causing havoc. Now they are beating people up. They are freaking throwing people down. They are freaking blinding people. They are freaking pepper spraying people. They are there just to cause havoc. And when people stand up and protest against the unconstitutional fucking use of force by freaking federal agents, okay, then you want to call them bad and say the federal agents are good. No, sir, you are the fucking problem. You are the problem in this situation, not those protesters, not those people out there that are freaking exercising their First Amendment rights or Second Amendment rights in this case. Not those people. The people that are freaking trying to take those rights away from them. That is the fucking problem. And the fact that you're simping from them is the most un-American, most unpatriotic shit I've ever seen in my entire fucking life. Our shitty ass fucking founding fathers would have fucking been rolling in their goddamn grave listening to somebody that's actually in the United States like you simping for the actual tyrannical government that they tried to freaking go against.
Man, you need to get off your CNN, CNN, MSNBC, whatever you're on, dude, because that's some terrible shit, man. Terrible.
Yes, you are, but we're going to allow you to stay here anyway, I guess.
Hey.
Anyways, y'all, please make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. But yeah, make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button. We do this like 6 nights a week. We're going to keep this thing going. I really appreciate you guys. We got time for a couple more. Woo! Yeah, we got time for a couple more. Anyways, Box, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. It's crazy how they denied Trump is in the Epstein files when Trump taught Epstein how to traffic little girls through his modeling agency. Like, dude, I don't know. Like, there's already proof that he's in. Like, I don't know in what capacity, but we already know he was in them. Like, I mean, let's give me a break. All right, like Pam Bondi freaking like told him this shit. Like, it's crazy. Thank you so much, Box. I appreciate that. And Luis, thank you so much for the 10 gifted memberships. Big dozen chat for Box and for Luis with the 10 gifteds. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. And make sure you guys send an extra W out there if you got one of those memberships from Luis also. And Lura, thank you so much for the $2. Says, honking my horn is violent. 5-minute Oyo asked me to honk my horn if I had a good service. Sorry. I know what you're talking about because I go to the same places and they do the honk the horn as you drive through. And they do the honk your horn if you drive through. If you had a good service honk, I know exactly what you're talking about. That's funny. That's my peaceful protest. That's my peaceful protest. Y'all, if y'all would like to support, I do have pay links in the bio, all at Polypolitics, just like my name. Also, I have super chats, super stickers, and surfing penguins going on over here for the live gift goal. So if you guys would like to support, really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Oh my goodness. I had to wear this shirt too. This is a new shirt. Oh, do you guys like it? This thing's dope, isn't it? This thing is dope, isn't it? I love this thing. Oh my goodness. I love this company. Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm excellent. How old are you?
What's up?
How old are you?
I am 21.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
I would rather have him over President Biden.
All right. Well, you didn't have a choice between him and President Biden, so that doesn't really mean anything to me.
Okay. Well, I do support him over
All right. Why
any
is that?
other president. Because
Sir, we're not talking about over any other president. He's the president. Do you support what he's doing or not? We're not. This is not a comparison game.
yeah, I support him
Why?
because he is not corrupt as you say he is. he is not a politician. He's not a
Shit,
politician
dude.
because he
Fuck,
insider
man.
stock trade.
I just took a drink. You can't fucking do that to me, dude.
Continue. What do you have to say?
Oh my fucking god.
Man, you gotta have an argument here.
To what?
You had a drink. Okay, is that what you have to say?
I'm just saying, don't just be saying crazy shit as soon as I take a drink, okay? Then I freaking there's an expensive microphone, dude. I don't want to spit all over it.
All right, man. He's a businessman. He's not a politician. Businessmen don't make cheats as the politicians do. They don't do insider trades. Look at Nancy Pelosi. Why does she have so much money with such a
How much
low
how much
salary?
money has Donald Trump made since becoming president?
He inherited a lot of money.
I didn't ask you about his inheritance. How much money has he made since becoming president?
I don't know.
$4.6 billion.
Okay. Okay. but he's a
$4.6 billion.
businessman.
So how much is
But
the
he
president? How much is
but
the
he-
presidential salary?
It's six figures, and he doesn't accept
It's six figures. So you're saying he makes a six-figure salary that he doesn't accept, and yet he's made billions of dollars as becoming president. So how is that possible?
He's a businessman. You know.
No, sir. Nancy Pelosi's husband is also a businessman. That doesn't matter. You're saying,
Right.
okay, that he's not corrupt. I'm just curious on how if he's not accepting a paycheck, how he's making all of this money, how he's tripled his net worth since becoming president. Okay. Like,
How does he became extremely popular? What happens when you become popular? You
Mm.
know what happens.
Oh, gotcha.
You're popular
You know
yourself.
that according to the Emoluments Clause, he's supposed to divest all business interests when becoming president, right?
Sorry, repeat that.
Yeah, according to the Emoluments Clause of the Constitution, he's supposed to divest all personal interests when being president.
No, I never heard of that.
Oh, it's called the Emoluments Clause of the Constitution. You should look into it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, your argument is
You know he's currently
making tons of-
suing the U.S. taxpayer for $250 million.
why? What are you talking about, man? He's trying to remove income tax.
Sir,
He is trying
he is
to.
currently
We're being robbed.
Sir, he's currently suing the U.S. taxpayer for $250 million. Yeah. By the way, do you know who
Who's he
decides?
suing?
Do you know who
Is he
decides?
suing you?
Am I a U.S. taxpayer?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
then technically,
How
yeah.
is he suing you? What is
Yeah.
your argument? What are you?
Yeah.
What are you even saying right
Well,
now?
I'm just saying. Do you
I
know?
could say,
He's suing Donald Trump, the president of the United States, is suing the Justice Department of the United States to try to get $250 million in U.S. taxpayer money to put into his own bank account. All right.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's suing them because they're probably attacking him with no factual evidence against them.
Yeah. Who
Just
runs the
for-
Justice Department, sir?
It's government.
Yeah. What part of the government?
It's judicial.
Wrong.
Okay, correct me.
Yeah. It's the executive. Yeah. Donald Trump runs runs the freaking Justice Department. Donald Trump is literally suing the government part of the government that he runs. Okay, for $250 million, which also is pretty crazy because then if they decide to settle outside of court, right, he actually gets to decide whether they settle his own lawsuit to put taxpayer money in his own pocket. But again, please explain to me how Donald Trump isn't corrupt and like all this stuff, just out of curiosity.
He really isn't, man.
Oh.
And he's a businessman. I'm just going to repeat it. He's a businessman. He doesn't take insider trades. He built his wealth. Yeah, he did inherit it, but he also doubled or maybe even tripled how much.
No, actually, if you take his
inheritance
actual net worth when he first became president in 2016, and then you actually adjust what he was given for inflation, he actually lost money over that time. Yeah, he literally could have taken all of that money, put it in a low like interest rate freaking savings account at like Bank of America, and would have made more money.
Yeah, he makes a lot of money.
No, sir. Listen to what I'm saying. Okay, he could have taken that money that he inherited, put it in a bank account. Okay, done no business deals whatsoever. Okay, gained like 2% interest, and would have made more money.
Yeah.
That's not a good businessman, sir.
Okay. I mean, he has a lot of money. Okay. He didn't earn his money through cheats. He built an empire. He
was
built a
given
business. It takes a lot of sacrifice to build a business.
It takes zero sacrifice to be born to someone rich. Actually,
Yeah.
I think that's the exact opposite of sacrifice, if you want to be completely honest. How do you bankrupt a casino, sir?
I mean, it's just business, man.
Like
You
the
can bankrupt
entire
anything. You
entire
have multiple
purpose
businesses.
of the casino is that people come in and literally hand you money. So like, how do you do that?
It's just part of having a business. You have businesses. You will lose money in the process. But I really,
Sir,
called
you are
because I
like
really want to address-
you are like
Insane.
very, very not good at this, but can you please explain to me how you bankrupt something where people hand you money for nothing?
Do you think I would know why he went bankrupt? He's a businessman. He's made money through other endeavors, and he's going to lose money through those other endeavors. But I understand where you're trying to go, and then Trump's corrupt. But the reason why I called you is I really, like, you're saying ICE is causing all this corruption. They're violating the First Amendment right. And you're saying the people against ICE, the protesters, they're peaceful protesters. But what happened with that one lady? That was not a peaceful protest. She ran over him with a car.
She did not.
And there's multiple footage.
No, she didn't.
Yeah, there's multiple footage of
No.
videos circulating. And there's a bad point of view, there's a good point of view. And then,
Sir, if there's
of course,
any point of
CNN, all the
view,
other
sir,
media.
if there's any point of view that shows very specifically that the car did not hit her, which exists, then the car didn't hit her. If there's any point of view
car
that
hit
shows that unequivocally it did not hit him, okay, then it didn't hit him, okay? It doesn't matter what the other ones. If you see a far away pixelated angle, you're like, oh, it looks like it might have hit him. And like I saw angle 2, and you're like, oh yeah, it looks like it could have hit him. And then you see another angle where you're like, wow, I see full daylight between him and her. There is no possibility that car hit him. That it doesn't matter what the far away camera says, okay? It doesn't matter anymore.
I mean, you should really put the video up on your stream to see what happened.
I have many
you're
times,
saying
sir.
Lies. He was in front of the car. He had a gun. If you had a gun and someone was driving a car and even brushed against you,
I wouldn't have
if
stood
that
in front of the
was in
car.
front of you,
If I
you
had a
would've
gun,
shot
I
that
wouldn't have
person.
stood in front of a car
Insane.
because that's stupid and against the rules.
Well, it's law enforcement.
Yeah, law
They're
enforcement's
protecting the
rules,
public.
actually DHS's rules say that they're not allowed to stand in front of cars. And there's actually district courts in I think it's District Court 9 that actually said law enforcement agents aren't allowed to stand in front of cars. Yeah.
If you're
It's
protecting
called
the public,
it's called
if you're going around a car,
sir, it's called
if you're going around a car-
manufactured threat.
if you're going around a car to stop a person and that person drives that car against you to
Can't
try
do
to
it.
hurt you,
Nope.
to try to escape, you can
Nope,
shoot that
you
person. That is
cannot.
called
He was
self-defense.
gonna walk in
If
front of the
someone
car
is-
and stop the car. You can't do that, sir.
He wasn't. He wasn't
It's
trying to be
called a
Superman.
man, sir,
He
sir,
wasn't
sir,
trying
sir,
to stop
sir,
the car if it's
sir,
He was trying to
sir.
go around it.
Sir, you can't do that. Okay, it's called a manufactured threat. We've already had freaking tons of freaking Supreme Court, District Court judge rulings on this exact thing. Okay, you can't do it. You can't walk in front of the car and then fire your weapon because of the threat of somebody driving a car in front of you. Like that's not how that works.
A manufactured threat is whenever you're standing in front of a car waiting for someone to run over you. He was going around the car,
Yeah.
and that person drove. He shot her and she died.
Yeah,
Because she
Brusso
drove
versus
against him.
Hagen. Yeah, Brusso versus Hagen, 2004. Brusso does not authorize officers to create a danger by positioning themselves in front of a vehicle. The court emphasized that outcomes turn on trajectory, immediacy, and whether the danger was imposed by the suspect, not manufactured by officer placement. The court explicitly acknowledges cases where stepping into a vehicle's path undermines justification.
Yeah. He was going around the car.
Did you not hear a single word I just fucking said?
No, I heard you. I heard what you
Okay.
Man,
So
are you going to be polite with me?
no, because you're just you're
discussion?
sir, why would I be polite with you? I just gave you the Supreme Court case and the justification behind it that shows that he can't stand in front of the car because it's a manufacturer threat. And you're just ignoring it, okay? So why would I be polite with you, sir? If you would like me to be polite, then you need to act polite. And that would start, okay, with responding to actually what I said.
Yeah, I am responding to what
Okay,
you
let's
said.
go ahead and do that.
If that cop drove to that person's car and then he was trying to move around that person, that is not against the law.
It's
I don't
not
know
against
what
the
happened
law,
with the
sir. It's not a
2004
justification. It's not against the law, sir. It's not a justification to fire. Okay, he was all the way on the other side of the car. In fact, his freaking vehicle was parked on the other side of the car. There was no necessity for him to move in front of the car or to the left-hand side of the car because there was already ICE officers over on that other side of the car. So therefore, she was posing no threat. She was backing up and then turned her wheel all the way to the right in order to freaking escape the scene. If he had not manufactured the threat by standing in front of her, sir, if he had not manufactured the threat by standing in front of his car, then she could not have possibly been a threat. So therefore, when he is already on the left-hand side of the vehicle where he is no longer in threat and fires into the window, okay, when the front of the car is already past him, then that is no longer a justification, okay, to fire into a vehicle for deadly force whatsoever.
It's called self-defense. If you're protecting yourself from a moving vehicle, self-defense.
No, it's only self-defense, okay, if the threat is real and not manufactured or just perceived. Okay, just because the officer feels threatened does not make it a justified threat. Okay, there has to be overwhelming evidence that the threat actually exists, and that threat cannot be manufactured by you standing in front of it. Okay, the officer standing in, she was in the vehicle the entire time in the driver's seat with the car on. Okay, so therefore, therefore. Okay, if the threat existed in that point, right, you cannot walk in front of the car. If he had never walked in front of the car, okay, then there is no threat. He manufactured that threat. She did not manufacture that threat. He was not standing on the side of the vehicle and she turned her wheel to go and try to hit him. Okay, that would be her creating an ongoing threat. Okay, and then, even if she had done that, okay, if he has the ability to move out of the way of the car, he still is not authorized deadly force. But if she was actually aiming at him and if he had no ability to get out of the way of the vehicle, then that happens. But as soon as he steps in front of an already running vehicle, okay, in somebody they are trying to detain, he has now created the threat on himself and therefore is no longer justified. There is no legal justification, and there is tons of case law, okay, backing up that he has no freaking justification there.
I'm just going to say it again. It was self-defense.
And I'm going to say it again. No, it's not, according to freaking Homeland Security's own rules and about a freaking half a dozen freaking judicial rulings. Okay, so what I have is DHS's own rules, okay, fully established laws, the laws of police forces, and about a half a dozen cases saying it, and you have your feelings.
No, it's not my feelings.
It is.
No. Listen.
But it is.
If you were in that person's place,
I wouldn't have walked in front of the car. If I was that person, I would not have walked in front of a car.
And you were trying to detain the person.
There was no need to detain
the car.
There's no need to be in front of the car in order to detain a person.
If I was going to go towards the person,
sir, if I'm on the right-hand side of the vehicle, if I'm on the right-hand side of a vehicle where the door is, okay, because there's a passenger side door, then if I'm going to detain someone, is it easier for me to detain them from going through the passenger side door or going in front of the vehicle?
It's easier to go to the passenger door, and you have to get there.
He was already there. He was already there. He was already on the passenger side. He went from the passenger side. Sir, he went from the passenger side to in front of the car. He was already at the place where it would have been easier to detain.
And then she turned and she hit him.
No, sir, she was turning away from him. Okay, and again, she didn't hit him. Okay, but regardless, sir,
how did he get hit?
Huh?
If she is turning away from him, how does he get hit?
He doesn't.
He got brushed by the car.
He did not.
Did you see the video?
Yes.
I think you're looking at the video where CNN posted the point of view from behind the car.
No,
If
sir.
you look at
I have the video
his body
directly
cam, if
down
you look
the
at his
driver's
body
side
cam-
of the car where you can see the vehicle completely miss him. There is a large gap of space in between where the car is and where he was. Okay?
Did you see the body cam to where
He didn't have a body
that
cam.
person, or I don't know if it was a body cam, but it was from his perspective.
It was his
field of
phone
view.
where he dropped it.
Okay, well,
Dropping a
matter.
phone
It
is
was
not
from his
getting hit,
perspective.
sir. When you're dropping your phone, okay, that's not getting hit.
I don't. What are you talking about dropping phone? I'm just saying there was a video of his field of view, and the car drove at him. He had a gun and he shot her.
He
Because
shot
it
her once he
going
was
at-
already out. Once the car was already past him.
No.
Yes.
He shot her once.
No, sir. He was
drove.
already on the side of the vehicle when he fired. He did not fire at her from in front of the vehicle.
He fired her as soon as the car drove, and it brushed him.
Sir,
It was right in
the
front of him.
first shot
So, man,
came.
I think we're
the-
going in
sir,
circles.
No,
So,
we're not
I mean,
going
you're
in
saying
circles.
it's not- I'm saying
This
it's
is so super fucking simple. Okay, it's
No,
so
it's not-
it's
yeah, it
so
is simple.
incredibly fucking simple, and the pretzel you're having to put yourself in order to freaking make this make sense for you, or in order for it to fit your narrative, is disgusting. Okay, it
No,
truly,
no.
it truly is. First of all, I already read you the
You're
case
saying
law,
he's
sir.
not, I'm saying
Sir,
he is.
listen,
He is.
listen.
That's the difference.
No, that's not the difference whatsoever. You're talking with your feelings. I'm talking with facts. That's the difference here.
Okay,
Okay.
but I'm saying I'm talking with facts.
Yeah, but you're not. You can
So look
say
at the
that,
video.
right? I can
Look at the-
say,
look at
sir,
the field
I
of
can
view.
say that it's a fact that this towel right here is red. I can say it is. It's not a fact. Okay, it's still white. No matter how much what kind of fact I say that it's a different color, it's still white. Okay, it doesn't
All right, well,
change
then you
the
watch
fact.
the video
Okay,
I'm talking about.
sir, I've
It's his
watched
field of view.
every single angle of the video. I've watched them all to exhaustion, sir. I literally get online here every single night for hours a day and talk to people like you. Do you really think I did that without watching every single angle of the video that could possibly exist?
Okay, so it sounds like you watched the
Awesome.
video.
Thank you. So I have watched every single
Yeah,
angle of
okay,
the
you
video
watched the video.
that exists. Okay. And I'm going to tell you a
So
few
you watched
things.
the
I'll
same
tell you a
videos
few things.
where
One, there was an
he
unequivocal
got hit
video.
by the
Sir,
car.
sir, there is an unequivocal video of him not getting hit by the car. Multiples, actually. Second of all, if you get hit by a car, okay, I would expect some type of expression from getting hit by the car. Ouch. That hurt. That bitch hit me. Some shit like that. None of that happens. It makes no reaction, okay, except for fucking bitch after he had already fucking shot her. Third of all, when you get hit by a car, you don't lean into a fucking shot. Fourth of all, when you get hit by a car, you don't walk and then jog away into a fucking vehicle and then get removed from the fucking scene without any ambulance being called or any type of medical care being given. And on top of that, not a single other officer drew their weapon, so not a single other officer believed that he was in any type of danger, because again, if she was using it as a weapon and she was trying to hit him, then every single officer would have been in their right to actually pull their weapons, and not a single one of them did, because not a singular one of them, okay, believed that he was in danger.
Wasn't
On
front of the
top
car.
of all that, sir, I'm not finished with all the evidence. On top of that, we can see the trajectory of the bullets, and we can slow it down to see that the first shot was taken after the vehicle was already past him. He was already by the left tire, okay, with the front of the car already past him by the time he fired his first shot. So even if that was the fucking case and all of what you're saying is true, he still didn't have authorization to shoot her even at that point. Okay, so I'm sorry, your one little pixelated video from 2 blocks away is not changing all of that freaking evidence.
That video was not 2 blocks away.
That's
And
all
if
he fucking
someone
has.
was driving a car.
Jesus fucking
almost,
Christ. This is
if
fucking,
someone's
this is
driving
just
a
sad
car,
at this point, dude, really. This is just
You
sad at
shot
this
the
point.
person because it's coming at you. You're
This
going
is
to
just
shoot
sad,
the car,
sir.
even if it's to the side, even if it's from the side.
This is
that
just
car
sad,
is
dude.
a threat. It can hit other people. It can hit a pedestrian. So you're going to shoot
All
that
the
car.
pedestrians that were
If
also in
it-
front of the vehicle?
Yeah, there could be.
But there
pedestrians
wasn't
in
any
front
fucking
of the vehicle.
pedestrians.
He was behind. He was behind where the car was driving.
Dude, just stop. Just
How is he
stop.
going to see
Just
anyone from
stop,
behind
sir.
him?
Just
That car is
just
a
remember,
threat.
sir.
If it's
Just
going to
remember,
hit
sir.
you-
Just remember, sir. When the federal government comes after and starts freaking, shooting people like they did to, like they did to Renee Good, like they did to, to Alex Preddy. When it comes after them, just remember that you're not safe. Okay. You think that defending this or like freaking trying to justify her freaking killing is somehow going to like make you like, immune to freaking, being a person in the future that they just kill for no reason. You're not. Okay. You're not helping anything. You're not getting better than this. Okay. You're not any better than they are. You're not better than Keith Porter. That person was freaking mind their own business, peaceful protesting, just like they're allowed to be. Okay. If you don't want to get hit by a car, don't stand in front of the car. Okay. That's why those rules fucking exist. Okay. That is what, again, sir, manufactured threat. If you stand in front of a running vehicle, especially if you're trying to detain that person, if you're standing,
get in front of the car?
Sir, if you stand in front of a vehicle, especially when you're trying to detain someone, okay, you have now manufactured the threat and you are now no longer get the self-defense claim. That's how that works. And guess what? And guess what, sir? And guess what, sir? And guess what? ICE knows that, and so does the federal government. That's why they're refusing to allow Minnesota or any other independent agency to investigate. That's why they've pulled all of the evidence. That's why they claimed that he had immunity a half an hour after the shooting happened and didn't give any chance for an actual independent investigation. That's why they drove him away from the scene and tried to hide him. That's why they did all of that stuff, sir. Sir, that's why they did all of this stuff, because they know that everything that I said is true, and if this was to go to an actual court, he would be convicted.
Because if you looked at the same video that you're trying to dismiss, you would see that the car.
Oh my fucking God! Is this literally all you have, sir? Sir.
Yeah,
if you were just going, if you were just, sir, I just gave you like 8 different pieces of evidence. Okay, like literally like 8. Okay, if all you have is to repeat the exact same line, is that you saw one video where it looks like it hit him, sir. No, yes, you are pretty damn simple. I need you to listen. Okay, even if the car hit him, listen. Even if the car hit him, okay, he still does not have a self-defense claim because he manufactured the threat. Okay?
No, he didn't. He was detaining the person.
If he walks in front of the car, he manufactured it. Period. Sir, I'm done arguing with this. You don't know what you're talking about, and I'm not going to keep repeating myself to somebody who literally does not have the capacity to understand. Yes, I am disrespectful to people who justify fucking mothers getting fucking murdered. Okay?
You just run over people when you.
Sir. Yes, sir. Sir, I'm not debating you. I have just brought up evidence that you have no answer for, that you have no ability to even respond to. It doesn't even sound like you have the capacity, okay, to even understand what I'm telling you. All you are doing is repeating the same points that I have already completely fucking destroyed. Sir, I have already completely destroyed all of your points, and you just keep repeating them because you do not have the ability to understand that your points have already been defeated. Okay?
The simple truth. The simple fact of the
simple truth is that you don't understand what is going on. You don't understand what manufacturing a threat is. You don't understand that he wasn't allowed to do this. You don't understand that he wasn't fucking hit, and even if he was, he still didn't have the chance to do that. And you are just a simp for the freaking tread on me daddy fucking group that just likes to see federal agents going out and killing fucking American citizens, and you stick up for the federal agency doing it, and it's fucking sad. But sir, hey, I'm talking. But if you don't have anything of actual substance to add to this conversation, I am tired of freaking explaining something to you that you literally don't have the ability to understand.
You're thinking ICE is the...
All right, you don't. Anyways, I thought maybe that you had something. That is ridiculous, dude. Yo, please make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Oluchi? Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. But it said, thanks for fighting the good fight. Thank you so much for the $10. I really, really appreciate that. Dude, it's not that difficult to understand. Like, you don't need a law degree, okay? You just need to not simp for murderers. Like, that is literally all you have to do. It's the whole thing. It's like seriously not this difficult. Okay? You just gotta try to look at things objectively. It's sad. Luis, thank you so much for the $5. That I really need to have a real talk conversation with your barber. Where is your hat? Dude, I haven't got a haircut in weeks. I haven't even seen my barber. I'm still trying to grow my facial hair back over here. Thank you so much, Luis. I appreciate that. Robs, thank you so much. Said businessmen are some of the most corrupt people in the world. How do you think you become a billionaire? Do people think you become a billionaire through ethical means? Is that how people think that works? That people are like, oh yeah, like freaking ethical means. That's how people become billionaires. Like, it's freaking wild, dude. Thank you, Robs. And Stacy, thank you so much. It says, fun fact, Jimmy Carter had to sell his peanut farm when he became POTUS, yet Trump is making billions. No corruption there. Yeah, absolutely no corruption. Absolutely no corruption at all. There's no way that's possible. No way that's possible. Thank you so much, Stacy. By the way, did you guys see that freaking the Treasury Secretary explaining how like easy it is to retire if your parents, own like 5, 10, like 15 homes? Did you guys see that? So I could watch that video like all day, every day, forever. I could watch that video like all day, every day, forever. All right. How long have I been on? Oh, I should probably get out of here. Hercules, thank you so much for the 6-7. I appreciate that. Cool. Thank you so much for the high five. I really appreciate that. I should probably get out of here. Ukraine, thank you so much for the $2. Said thank you for speaking the truth that we need. Yeah, I've been doing it. I've been on. Greg. What does it say? Hold on. Oh, Greg, thank you so much for the $5. Said, if you're not a professor, you should be. I'm impressed with the patience. Keep up the good fight. I've actually thought about it. I almost applied for a job teaching like that. And I don't know. I don't know if I could keep the patience. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I could do it. I did think about it. I did think about it for a while. I truly did. And but thank you so much, Greg. And Dean, thank you so much for the $2. Just said nuh-uh. Yeah, that's all I had. That's all I had was nuh-uh. Nuh-uh. Nuh-uh, guys. Nuh-uh. Well, guys, I am gonna get off for the night, but truthfully, like I don't have tennis tomorrow, so I will be on normal tomorrow. So if you guys are trying to call in and you guys didn't get a hold of me today, I should be on around like 6:30 tomorrow. So yeah, I'll see you guys then. And so I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button, turn on those notifications, and I'll see you guys all later. All right. Shit, tomorrow is Tuesday. What am I doing tomorrow? I'll be on or something. Join my Discord. You'll know when I'm on. All right. See you guys later. Bye. Join my Discord. I don't know.